and Kevin Durant does not sniff my top 10 is for this reason.
He doesn't sniff. He'll stand 12.
If you are the best player, or one of the best players in the world, then the person who we are debating whether or not you are the best player in the world with, when they disappear, you should prove that you are the best.
Oh, really? Like when KD was out in Game 5 in the 2019 and Steph didn't do it?
Like this.
Oh, like what?
When Jordan was clearly the best player in the world, but Akeem, we know where he was drafted. When Jordan decided to step away from basketball and pick up a bat for a day and a half, what did Kareem do? Kareem said, give me that. Give me that title. Akeem said, give me that title. Wiseman said, give me that title. The second that Jordan stepped away, Akeem said, I need both of those titles. Kevin Durant, if you are supposed to be in the top 10, then what I would want to see is the same thing. The second LeBron gets hurt, it's not time for you, KD, to be injured. The second LeBron gets knocked out in the first round of the playoffs last year, KD, it's not time for you to get knocked out by Giannis. The second that LeBron doesn't make it to the playoffs, KD, it's not time for you to get swept. Think about this, Sal. Think about this for a second. Think about this. It should blow your mind.
So far, so far not.
What Giannis did was, look, LeBron, you out in the first round? What? Gotta go get one. Wait a second. LeBron, you didn't even make the playoffs. Looks like I'm about to go try to get another one. That is what a player who is the greatest, though might not be the greatest of all time, should do. Keep alive.
I hate this McDonald's.
I will wait. I'm not going to listen, because whatever you will tell me is nonsense.
I'm not paying attention to you right now.
Hopefully they listen.
Yeah.
But I will wait.
I want to respectfully, usually I disrespectfully disagree. I'm respectfully disagreeing with your list. Because it's your list. Speak for yourself. We're honest. That's what you really feel. I hope. Now, if you feel that way, I'm thinking different of you, because you shouldn't be feeling that way, but that's okay. I'll tell you still my dog.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Please.
My list, you can't move it around. My list is Teflon. My list is going to talk bad about some people, because I know some people expect to be in my list, or at least you expect them to be in my list. Let's start off with Wiley's, top 10 all-time list. And it's pretty much in order, y'all. So y'all can take your shots already. Yeah, Michael Jordan, sorry, brother. Yeah, you got to make another documentary for me. I saw it live. LeBron James, number 1, best basketball player I've ever seen. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the hook. Number 4, Magic. God, don't. Smile, baby. Number 5, Larry Bird. It ended a little abruptly. The plane didn't land smoothly, but still, hey, Larry Bird was a monster. Shaquille O'Neal, number 6, come on, force of nature. Number 7, Tim Duncan. Woo! Starting to get sticky here, because I'm starting to say, what should I do with the numbers? Number 8, Wilt Chamberlain. I'll get back to you. Number 9, Kevin Durant. Yes. And number 10, Kobe Bryant. I can hear y'all right now. Where's Bill Russell? Y'all better chill. I'm only allowing one guy from the old school when they played against the Milkman to jump in my list. And with Bill Russell is not the guy, it's going to be Wilt Chamberlain. I know, Big O, average is triple-double. I'm sorry, respectfully, I have to have my list as is. You can take that away now. It's time to argue without you, I can tell. You have Bill Russell in there. This is no shots at anybody. I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about the player. And if you can't separate the difference, if I'm talking about you, then you need to know who you are as a person. Bill Russell averaged 15 points a game when he was 6'10" against people who weren't his height, whatever. People say, oh, no, don't do that. When there were only how many teams in the league when he started off? 8 teams in the league. Don't do that, Marcellus. Okay. When he shot from the field, 44%. And from the free throw line, Shaq level, 56%. Remember how we did Shaq? We did that to Bill Russell, but none of us were around watching basketball at that time. Okay, now let's talk about it. He ranked 27 out of 50 players in scoring at the time. He was a tremendous rebounder. Okay, well, let's go right into the top 10 list. Oh, no, he won all those championships. Yeah, with 8 Hall of Famers. Talking about Super Teams now. Y'all want to go back and talk about a Super Team? Next level. Not taking shots at Bill Russell, because I respect the man. He was a beast. But come on, man. This game has evolved to a whole new level. We got to do a new level of thinking. So there's my Bill Russell argument right there. Do you want me to keep going? No, because I know you don't. I can only get so dumb within a 15-minute block, and I'm already reaching my quota of dumbness and ignorance for a day. Here's why I agree with you. He couldn't shoot. He couldn't score. Truth be told, I had the same limiting reacting as you. I only put in one dude from the old school. And you put Bill Russell over Will Chamberlain? Because Bill Russell would beat Will Chamberlain when they went head-to-head. Bill Russell was a five-time NBA. Bill Russell was a five-time NBA MVP. Bill Russell was undefeated in Game 7s. Bill Russell was an 11-time leader, 2 times a player coach. Bill Russell, 3 times first team All-NBA, 8 times second team All-NBA. But more than that, great Google search. More than that, 5-time MVP. But I'm with you. Only put in one dude from the old. Only one of those. I'm not even gonna argue Bill, Will, and not like you and I watched either of them. No, but Will better. Gotta be. I'm not gonna argue that. Okay, I'm focused on Kevin Durant right now. Okay, the first thing that you and I must battle out, and let's do this just for the sake of being honorable human beings. Empathetic hands. Putting this man ahead of Kobe Bryant might be your most ignorant take on television today. Marcellus White. You got competition now. Kobe Bryant's a 5-time champ. 5-time? Oh, Kevin Durant, a 2-time champ. Marcellus White. Kobe Bryant won 2 NBA titles with his next best player being Pau Gasol. Kevin Durant Beast won 2 NBA titles with his next best players. Big Klay Thompson. Draymond Green better than Steph Curry. Freud, wherever you are, respect. Yes, you just said it. You just gave me all I needed. KD was better than Steph. You keep talking to me on this. Now, don't talk as fast, he's listening slow. So Kevin Durant won 2 titles with his next best players being Klay and Dre, with a head coach, Steve. But mind you, we're a better player than him and Steph. Clean up on that one. Keep going. Kobe got 2. Now, disregard the 3 he got with Kobe and Shaq. He had 2. You better disregard. He had 2 with his next best players, Pat. But here's the ignorance I'm for you. Yeah. You can't put KD ahead of Hakeem Olajuwon because KD hasn't accomplished anything that Hakeem didn't accomplish. Like, that is truly where you are so mistaken. Anything KD did, Hakeem did. Remember that old commercial Michael Jordan had? Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. KD Finals MVP, Hakeem Finals MVP. KD another Finals MVP, Hakeem Finals MVP. KD a regular season MVP, Hakeem regular season MVP. KD had to travel and join super team to do it. Hakeem was just like, I'm just gonna stay put. Don't worry. When Jordan goes to sleep, I'm going to go ahead and take this. When he go to sleep. Hakeem, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. That's right. KD, always. Hakeem, 9 times All Defensive Team. KD, Big Goose said. So I feel that you don't like defense, although you were a defensive player in the game of football, so it baffles my mind. I understand you don't like defense, but you cannot put Kevin Durant over Hakeem, and you cannot put Kevin Durant over Kobe. And at a minimum, that now puts Kevin Durant at 11. I'm not even talking about Oscar Robertson. I'm not talking about Jerry West. I'm not talking about Will Chamberlain. I'm not talking about none of those dudes. Just by nature of Kobe Bryant, who we all-star play, and Hakeem Olajuwon, we 2 all-star play. That puts Kevin Durant. Okay, and you gave me 3 names. Respect to the late great Kobe Bryant. We're talking about performances on the court. We're talking about Hakeem Olajuwon. Respect to his greatness. We're talking about Steph Curry. Respect to that man and his greatness as well. But here come these shots. Let's start off with Steph Curry. You just admitted, but I know we're doing our TV thing. You just admitted that KD and Steph Curry, when they played together, who was better? It was KD. I did not at all admit that. I said the next best player. Okay, hey, I said one player. I'm so sorry. The Finals MVP admitted it for us. Oh, okay. Okay, let's get to Steph Curry. Let me focus in on Steph Curry. Steph Curry won his first championship going against Keith LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. It turned into LeBron James and Matthew Dellavedova. Champion Steph Curry, you're up 1-0 KD. Respect, no, shit. He won, no, I love that. I'm not mad. But then the next year, you got a better team. Regular season, you set a record, 73 wins. And then you lose in the finals. And then all of a sudden, some guy by the name of Matthew Dellavedova was known as a step stopper, gets paid a contract because of how he performed against you, and you guys underachieve. Then you go get Kevin Durant, and it becomes a wrap. Kevin Durant is better than Steph Curry by all rankings I've seen, except Ochos, but that's fine. Let's look at the numbers. Career numbers. Oh my God. Points per game, KD. Rebounds, he bigger. Shooting from the field, KD, well, he bigger. You count those as well. Steph got him at 3 points, doubles, and triple doubles. Did Steph Curry get it? It's KD. Let me leave that alone. Let's get out of the numbers. Let's have some more fun than that. Steph Curry, Finals MVP. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna leave you alone, Steph Curry. I'm gonna get to Akeem Olajuwon, who got his 2 championships, the same as Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant said all comers. Jordan gone, let me get mine. Kevin Durant sprinted to help. Kevin Durant said, please. He saw everything. He didn't say LeBron retired. He didn't say LeBron retired.
The second LeBron James did take off. Kevin Durant didn't win nothing. The second LeBron James this year, last year, and his first year in LA, he beat LeBron
twice already. So we done that. We done that. The King beat Jordan anytime, once, twice. Remember, the King was going to Jazz. I'm sure he would have too. This argument's going better than I expected. Here we go. Kobe Bryant. Oh my God, this feels bad because. No, it's not in there. Really.
There's no.
What year did Kobe Bryant?
There's no
What year did Kobe Bryant finally average 20 points? 4th year. You imagine if I brought that up for Kevin Durant? 4th year. In his 4th year, he averages over 20 points. That was a strong point. Let's start off there. Because it all counts. You told me yesterday, everything counts, brick by brick. Sure, the bricks 5 titles count. Okay, so then, yes, we're going to get there. How many was he the driver for? At a minimum. At a minimum. No, at a maximum, too. It's the same number, bro. So at a minimum. Come on, man. We ain't got that much time. 2, you know it was the 2 of Pau Gasol. That's why Kobe Bryant's not debatable. Nobody debates whether it's Kobe or Pau. The first title, it was Shaquille O'Neal won 3 Finals MVPs. Sure. Shaquille O'Neal averaged more points every from the regular season to postseason every single year. Kobe Bryant didn't do that.
Do we debate whether Kobe was a driver or not for two of the titles?
No.
Do we debate whether KD was a driver or not?
No.
We debated it all day yesterday. We debated it all day yesterday.
No.
Shut
You asked the question. I thought it was no debate. It was just a question.
I mean, Finals MVP Charles Barkley just threw out the debate.
Okay. Finals MVP. Kobe Bryant got 2. How many does KD have? 2. That's to me the argument ender. But if you want to keep talking about something that's not objective, is that an argument ender? Because Shaquille O'Neal won 3 Finals MVPs with Kobe Bryant. His numbers increased every postseason. Kobe's didn't. So this year Kobe's didn't.
5 chips to 2.
That's a
5 is greater than 2. There is literally no debate.
And you know what? If we're not going to do the driver-passenger argument, then Pippen, Ori, a lot of people start getting in this conversation, you're going to start slamming them down because they weren't the driver. So let's stay exclusively with the driver argument.
So you only want to go with how many titles were you the driver for?
Well, I'm in the heavens right now. All these guys are insane. And all I'm trying to do is split hairs. I'm trying to say, what did you do to contribute greater to your legacy? Were you the driver? Were you the passenger? But this is no shot at Kobe Bryant. This is just a reality check right here. That Shaquille O'Neal was the KD of the back-to-back world champion Los Angeles Lakers, which hurts your feelings. Now, let's also talk about this. This is my last point. Thank God. I told him to do this. If you look at Kevin Durant in terms of his averages, and Kevin Durant's a scoring phenom. Some say, would you agree, maybe the best scorer we've ever seen? True or false? One of them. Now, who are the other people you would even consider? Jordan, okay, Bird, Kobe. Okay. Respect to Kobe once again. All right. KD averages more points per game than LeBron, who you got at number 1. And Kobe Bryant. Let that go. With the same amount of Finals MVP as Kobe Bryant. Let that go. So now all you're doing is collectively adding up the passenger, as you would say, or Charles Barkley would say, the passenger championships to put him over Kevin Durant. That's the only thing you have right now. Sure.
I'm glad you brought up that.
See, I'm respectful.
I'm trying to be as being a passenger too counts for something. But I'm not going to completely disregard being a passenger. Because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yep.
Here's how we know it's not easy. Because Kevin Durant can't even do it well. Meaning this. When Kevin Durant got into a rift and a tiff with Draymond Green, Kevin Durant was like, hey, whether I'm the driver or the passenger, in all honesty, I don't even want to be on this bus. Deuces. I'm going to go build my own car and bring in my own passenger. Kyrie, what's up with it? Let's join forces. I know you're there. Steve Nash, what's up with it? Let's join forces. So I have to give some credit and some credence to figuring out who is the driver and the passenger making it work. Shaq and Kobe. Remember, they had their rift and their chip. That's why they parted ways. But at least they got 3 out of them before they did. Even KD only got 2.
He would have had 3 with the leg and M's. And it was because it shows.
The fact of the matter is, he did. If Karl Malone didn't get hurt, maybe Kobe Bryant would be like, yo, I would have had 4. So I don't want to sit here and talk about cats getting injured and cats not getting injured. We have to also give some credit. We ain't got to give all credit, because I'll give you that. But we got to give some credit to being a passenger en route to a title. So the fact that Kobe was a passenger en route to 3 titles and then was a driver en route to 2 still makes him greater than Kevin Durant only being a driver en route to 2. So you have too much formal education and informal education to not understand that point.
That was informal, what it was. I love this dude. You are a fool. Hey, we get into an argument. We at your house. Guess what? I'm leaving. We get into an argument. We in my house. You leave. KD got into an argument with Draymond. There were probably more issues than that, obviously. All right, Draymond, it's your house. I'm out. Oh, where you at, Kyrie? I'm homeless too. I ain't loving this up there in Boston. Let's go. That's all that was. You give Steph Curry so much credit when he defers, when he just says, let me take a step back. But when KD does the same thing, like, I ain't gonna blow your house. I ain't gonna blow your house up, even though, let's be real. Yeah, I know this is the house y'all built, but boy, I put some finishes on this sucker. KD just deferred. He said, let y'all have that. I ain't gonna blow up 3 dudes who love each other versus me. I came in here, got my finals MVP, show that I'm better than the MVP, show that y'all can get over the hump every single time with me, and I'm out. That's all that was to me. But listen to this. This is amazing. Then we gotta go break this in. KD's the only player, only player in NBA history as a swept in the postseason. Yeah, that's true too. In the postseason, they had to get 40-90 shooting splits and more playoff series than anyone else. Only player. Let's go here, Kevin Durant. One of 4 players with his season career averages 27, 7, and 4. Only 4 players. You want to know the other 3? LeBron, Wilt, and Belgian baby. Somebody say coming up, everyone is singing Kumbaya in Arizona right now. But we'll tell you if the Cardinals are making a mistake giving Kyler Murray a new deal. Y'all better put some respect on KD's name. USFL action continues with a Saturday. That's on the next block. Next, don't speak for yourself.
That machine or ventilator. In June 2021, the FDA announced that Philips issued a recall affecting nearly 4 million CPAP, BiPAP, and ventilator units. The recall was issued due to health risks associated with the foam utilized for sound reduction, which may degrade over time into harmful chemicals. The Philips CPAP recalled devices can potentially result in injuries including kidney, liver, or heart damage, cancer, or severe skin, ear, nose, or throat inflammation. If you or a loved one used a Philips CPAP, BiPAP, or ventilator and later suffered an injury, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call us now at 800-868-6431. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file a claim, so call us at 800-868-6431. That's 800-868-6431. Again, 800-868-6431.
Do you suffer from lower back pain, knee pain, foot pain, or fallen arches? Do you? If yes, just stop and write this magic word, G-Defy, G-D-E-F-Y. What is G-Defy? G-Defy is the footwear designed by Gravity Defier Medical Technology with a worldwide patented VersaShock sole. Their shoes are clinically shown to relieve pain by a double-blind clinical study conducted by Olive View UCLA Medical Center. You can try a pair for 30 days with free corrective fit orthotic inserts. If you're not satisfied, just return the shoes for a full refund and keep the free orthotics as a gift. Put an end to suffering. Save $20 and get free shipping from Gravity Defier when you go to gdefy.com/radio and use code RADIO. That's gdefy.com/radio, code RADIO. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
If you're looking for a home generator, you've likely discovered the shocking reality. They're very hard to find. At Factory Pure, we have a huge selection of generators from leading brands like Generac, Cummins, Duramax, Briggs & Stratton, and Champion. In stock and ready to go with free shipping. With unprecedented extreme weather, supply chain delays, and surge in demand, experts predict the generator shortage won't improve in 2022. You need to act now. At Factory Pure, we're a family-owned business who understands you don't want to be left in the dark. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the perfect generator for your needs and budget, right over the phone or web. We have hundreds of models in stock and ready to ship from our warehouse in Texas to your home for free. We offer the lowest prices available and financing. We prepare with a portable or standby generator from Factory Pure. Visit us at factorypure.com/xn. That's factorypure.com/xn. Or call us at 888-999-1522. That's 888-999-1522.
This is Skip Bayless. Join me and Shannon Sharp for Undisputed, weekdays at 9:30 Eastern on Fox Sports, SiriusXM Channel 83, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I am seeing what everybody else is not, and here we go. I'm a big believer that you cannot reduce sports to numbers. These are humans. These are athletes. I paid money to watch hockey. I would have paid money to watch Brady and LeBron.
The Lakers are in a championship business.
Stop trying to convince me your tiny run-around college quarterbacks got changed the league, bruh. I don't buy stats. I watch the game.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at News 5S1.
Weekdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy an encore presentation of Skip and Shannon Undisputed on Fox Sports on SiriusXM Channel 83 and the SiriusXM app.
USFL action continues. Saturday doubleheader on Fox at 4 Eastern. Tampa Bay Bandits take on the Houston Gamblers. Then the Birmingham Stallions battle New Orleans Rams. Not want to miss that. What else I hope you ain't missed? The contract dispute between Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Now it started off with a dispute, but appears it's shifting gears. Remember early on, Kyler Murray, he tweeted that he wanted to win a Super Bowl in Arizona. And now we're hearing that the Cardinals actually plan on picking up the 5th-year option on his rookie deal. Before saying, the new deal is expected at some point before the start of the season. So, yes, sir, yes. Are the Cardinals making a mistake giving Kyler a new deal?
Oh, no, not at all. Not a mistake giving him a new deal. They're only going to make a mistake if they wait to give him a new deal. Give it to him right now. There's no benefit in giving him the deal later. Kyler Murray is on that short list of quarterbacks you can trust as a franchise quarterback to get you over the hump and potentially take you to a Super Bowl championship. I think there's like 12-ish names on that list, and Kyler Murray exists on that list. So now, since he's one of the ones you can trust, it's time for you to commit. And let me tell you something. The difference between you and I, the distance between you and I, is that I'm a committed married man, and you are not committed to anything but the streets. But let me tell you, plenty of not-so-perfect moments, Acho, between dating Acho and I do Marcellus. Let's talk about it. Kyler Murray going through this dating.
No. Cut the Kyler Murray graph.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
How many shots you got to get off before you make this terrible?
How many hits so far? How many hits? Let me go check.
It's 2. How many what's it? It's 2.
I got more bullets than that. Let me stop. I'm really trying to just draw a parallel between the road to commitment. It gets bumpy. This offseason was bumpy for them, right? Kyler Murray spazzing, taking down all the pictures of the significant other in the process. Just like when you go from dating to engagement to marriage. Ask Heller. John Heller right now just got married last weekend. Oh, there are many moments you're like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this one. I just saw my fiance lose her mind over some flowers and a dove and a chocolate arrangement. Baby, we get married. It's not that serious. Oh, where are the seats going to be? Oh, it's not that serious, baby. Oh, oh my God, everything is going crazy. And there's a spazzing occurring through the process. But the destination is what is important. Not the road to travel to get there sometimes. It's just where are we trying to go. We're trying to commit to a franchise quarterback, and we're the Arizona Cardinals. So it's time to put a ring on them, and put a ring on them now, because it's only going to cost you more later. Cardinals making a huge mistake of giving Kyler a long-term deal right now. What the Cardinals need to do is pick up Kyler Murray's fifth-year option. The Cardinals need to treat Kyler Murray like Baker Mayfield, because Kyler Murray is acting like Baker Mayfield on and off the field. Kyler Murray this offseason, what are you doing being such a distraction? Now, we will start on the field as the graphic has been thrown up. When you look at Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, wins, losses, Baker Mayfield through his first 3 seasons. More wins, Baker Mayfield. More passing touchdowns, Baker Mayfield. You got more yards per attempt, Baker Mayfield. You got roughly the same amount of yards per game. So on the field through 3 seasons, Kyler Murray, from a passing perspective, is very much so acting like Baker Mayfield. So if I'm the Cardinals, I'm going to treat Kyler Murray like Baker Mayfield. We don't need the graphic no more. Let's just talk real. If you want to act like Baker on the field, and act like Baker off the field, because now off the field, you acting childish, deleting all your Cardinals affinity and all your Cardinals posts, and then reinstating them. You got your agents making statements on your behalf, speaking for you like so many people were speaking for Baker. If you want to act like Baker, then I'm going to treat you like Baker. I'm going to pick up your 5th-year option. No, we going to let this play out. Because truth be told, Kyler, you haven't really done enough to be spouting off of the mouth like you have been. So what should the Cardinals do with Kyler? Treat the Kyler like the Browns treated Baker. 5th-year option, we can see what's up. Nah, because they got there 2 different ways. Remember my 15 sacks? Let's do it again. It's time for that example. Baker Mayfield, how'd you get your 15 sacks in your 3 years? Oh, I went 10, 5, 0. Kyler Murray, how'd you get your 15 sacks? I went 0, 5, 10. Which one will get better? The one who just got to 10. Kyler Murray's improved every single year he's been in this league. Win percentage, and also in terms of his game passer rating. Speaking of passer rating, well, Kyler Murray, your passer rating last year better than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen? Did you have a higher completion percentage than Mr. Completion Percentage himself, Aaron Rodgers? Did you average more passing yards a game than Josh Allen and have more total touchdowns than the Russell Wilson could in Seattle, even though he was injured? You can't do this. He's not Baker Mayfield. Even though they look the same in terms of arrival, how they got here, 2 different paths. One is doing this. The other one is doing that. And even though they meet right in front of you, you got to take care of the one that continues to improve. And you brought up his agent. And his agent is the same agent for the head coach, Cliff Kingsbury. Oh my God, what does that mean? That means we already got the inroads paved. So all this was a distraction. Theater. Oh, we're going to take down our socials. Oh, we're not going to do anything without a contract. Meanwhile, they're out there golfing and playing tennis together because they already have done mega deals. This is all going to add up great for Kyler Murray. And the benefits are going to pay for the Cardinals going forward, because Kyler Murray is a franchise quarterback. But here's what you got to remember. Not who are they now. Who are they when they were trying to get paid? Baker Mayfield finishing his 3rd year, he was to some degree 10-5-10 guy. You hear me talking about service? He wasn't 0-5-10. Maybe he was 5-5-10. But the point being, Baker was doing this. After Baker's 3rd year, they were 11-5. They had 1 playoff game. After Baker Mayfield's 3rd year, he is 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's who Baker Mayfield was. Again, 11-5. The Browns had won their first playoff game in 26 years, and Baker Mayfield 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Where you at now? Kyler Murray, after his 3rd year trying to get paid, he was 9-5 last year. Kyler individually was 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Worse than that of Baker Mayfield. So the reason I say Kyler is Baker, because who were they after 3 years? After 3 years, Baker was better than Kyler, statistically speaking, from a team perspective. Now, what you can try to do is say, well, you got to look at the fine print at the bottom of Kyler Murray and all those rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. That part. To which I just say, what's that amounting to in the NFL? I love a quarterback that's a dual threat cat.
But truth be told, what has Lamar Jackson's legs done for the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs? Truth be told, what has Kyler Murray's legs done for the Arizona Cardinals in the playoffs? What have they done for the Arizona Cardinals in the regular season? Nothing. Super Bowl winner last year, Matthew Stafford. He don't run all that well. Super Bowl winner the year before, Tom Brady. He don't run all that well. Super Bowl winner the year before, Patrick Mahomes. He runs a little bit, but he ain't like he running all that well. Super Bowl winner the year before, Tom Brady. The year before, Nick Foles. So Kyler, I love those 20 rushing touchdowns and those 1,800 rushing yards, but at the end of the day, what's that really do for you?
Yeah.
Not too much. So when I look at it still, I'm treating Kyler like the Browns treated Baker.
Yeah, but before injury, they were undefeated. Before injury to Kyler Murray and obviously DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray had this team ready. And we'll see what they do because let's just agree on this. Higher highs between Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray through their NFL career. Kyler Murray, so of course, lower lows. Baker Mayfield. Remember that? Yeah, and that's the problem. Y'all ain't get here the same way, man. We thinking of you completely different. It's a production potential conversation. And as much as we can say the production looks similar, the potential doesn't because the higher highs are with Kyler. Lower lows are in the other. Bacon. Coming up, Ben Simmons did not play all season. And so we got the next count on moving forward. That's the conversation, and we'll answer that. Oh, speak for yourself. Get that money.
Important changes in Medicare take place every year that most Americans miss. Get your Medicare maximized with Chapter, a free service that makes sure you have the right plan now and continue concierge service whenever you need a change. At Chapter, we instantly compare thousands of plans from the most trusted insurers to find our members the best and most affordable plans for them. The right Medicare coverage for you, including plans to cover gaps in Medicare Part A and Part B. Important benefits like vision, dental, and prescription coverage that could save you thousands of dollars each year. Maximize your Medicare with Chapter, rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. The service is free, so call and speak with an advisor. Let us help your next chapter be the best one yet. Call 800-455-9054. 800-455-9054. 800-455-9054.
The first cup of coffee, it was awful.
Meet Ron Johnson, co-founder of Black & Bold, a premium specialty coffee and tea company powered by Shopify.
The journey of Black & Bold started with us opening our online Shopify store while we were burning beans in my business partner's garage. Shopify allows us to stay true to our mission by having an easily customizable and responsive site and make it very easy for novices to try their hand in becoming entrepreneurs. I was able to do it without any technical background, and I'm very grateful for Shopify. My advice to anyone thinking of starting a business is to just start selling on Shopify today.
When you're ready to share your business with the world, grow it on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform trusted by millions of businesses like Black & Bold. Get a free 14-day trial at shopify.com/sports and start selling wherever your customers are with easy-to-use tools and friendly 24/7 support. Go to shopify.com/sports right now. Shopify.com/sports.
In sports, a strong game plan is key. The same is true if you're buying or refinancing a home. That's why it's important to talk to an independent mortgage broker first. They work with you to find a home loan that's faster.
Hey, Bob.
What's up, Daddy-O?
I'm driving.
Oh, that's weird. Me too.
Oh, where you driving to?
Work? Where are you driving to?
Oh, work.
No. So neither of us are enjoying our destination.
Oh, yeah. Living the dream.
So I got a haircut today. And, well, I hate it, so there's that.
Okay.
Because it's way shorter than it's supposed to be. Like, way shorter. Like, it goes to my chin.
Okay.
Anyway, so while I'm getting my haircut, Garrett, you remember Garrett?
Yep.
From Liza Minnelli for years.
Yep.
Anyway, his mom's one cutting my hair, and I'm just chit-chatting with her. And he's at Mountain Home. That's where he's teaching right now, at Mountain Home.
Okay.
And he's trying to get a job closer so he's not so far away. And she's like, yeah, he comes and visits like every weekend though. And she's like, I keep telling him he doesn't need to, be wasting gas and everything. Which he's got a nephew who's only like a year and a half, 2 years old. So he comes and sees him. But she's like, yeah, he comes to visit, you know, and comes and stays the weekend with us about every weekend. And I was like, I live 10 minutes from my mom, and I see her about once every 2 months.
Yeah. I understand that, though.
Yeah. He actually enjoys his parents' company.
Paige goes up there to Mountain Home all the time.
That's what I was telling her. I said, I told her Paige and her husband's best friends live up there. I was like, they go up there about every other weekend.
Yeah, they could carpool with Garrett. Well, they could do they could do an exchange. They could stay at his house while he's gone.
Give the kids to Garrett and be like, hey, take them to mom. But, well, and I was telling her, she's asked me when I was moving, and I was like, I don't know, I'm still waiting. It takes a while. And then I was like, yeah, you know, with Devin in Louisiana, me eventually going to be moving out of state, and Paige moving to Germany. She's like, Paige is moving to Germany. I was like, yeah, they're going to be gone for 5 years. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, you're not going to be able to recognize your niece and your nephew, because they lived in Japan for like 3 or 4 years, while Garrett's dad was in the Air Force when Garrett was first born. She's like, yeah, when I came back, you know, I didn't even recognize my nieces. And I was like, yeah, but the difference is I'm like the 90s. I was like, I can video chat with them every day.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that's true.
I know, we don't have to try to send a email with a video that we used on a Nokia 5100 phone, trying to take pictures with a razor.
God, when they lived in Japan, there weren't even cameras on phone. They had to take pictures, develop them, and then send them.
Oh, no, there were digital cameras then.
Yeah, but they weren't as popular and widespread.
And they were expensive.
Yeah. You know, back in, because, you know, Garrett was born in 93.
Yeah.
But I hate my haircut, though.
I'm sorry, I didn't do it.
I know. Well, I told her, I was like, I want it like this. Like, I want the back shorter because it's summer and my hair is so heavy and the bottom of my hair is just kind of dead and it's really stringy. I was like, I want it the back shorter and the front, like, I still want the front pretty long, but I want some, like, a lot of length taken off the back. Well, she took a lot of length off the back, but then the front, like I said, goes to, like, my chin.
Last time I got mine cut, I took a picture. The woman looked at it, set the picture down, never referenced it again. So
well,
I was not happy. So they sent me a deal to review, my experience. I'm like, well, shouldn't have not have done that. They ended up sending me a deal for a free haircut, but it expired like in 3 weeks. I'm like, do you seriously think I'm getting another haircut in 3 weeks?
Well, so the worst part was there was a lady that she cut her hair like right before mine, and she did like her hair was so pretty. It was like silver white, like she was an old lady. It was like silver white. She got like a little pop of pink in it. But anyway, I was like, I want my haircut just like hers, but I want the front longer. Like I want it, but I want the back like hers. The one you just cut.
You're like, lady,
no.
I need you to hang around for a minute.
Yeah. No, all of my hair ended up shorter than that lady's. And I was like, how? How did we do that?
I know.
And the only reason I went and got it cut is because, like I said, the bottom of it was just kind of dead and dry. And it was getting stringy and heavy. I should have just had her thin it out and trim it. I think I would have been better off doing that.
You should have just mohawked it like Arthur.
What's funny is when he doesn't have his hair in a mohawk, it looks like a bowl cut, and it cracks me up.
Yeah, he don't have it anymore.
Yeah. So, do you remember my friend Maria, the little Mexican one?
Yep, I remember her. You went to her bar mitzvah.
Yes. So, she has a little boy. He's like 8 months old, maybe.
Okay.
Cute as can be. He's adorable. But he's got this little tuft of hair up front. Looks like a little, like, cartoon character, like,
Ed Grimley?
Charlie. Yeah, I was thinking like what's the Charlie
Brown.
Yeah, Charlie Brown. It looks like a little Charlie Brown tuft of hair. He's just got this little tiny tuft of hair up front that has not grown anything around it, and it is the cutest thing. every time I see a picture, I'm like, man, I hope she doesn't cut that, because I hope that thing stays like that forever. It's so cute.
Sad.
She about died having that baby, too.
Huh?
She about died having that baby.
I'm sorry.
She's got diabetes.
Oh.
She found out she had type 1 diabetes in, like, her early 20s. And, she got pregnant, which was hard enough for her to get pregnant, but she ended up they had to keep her on bed rest in a hospital for the last 5 months of her pregnancy.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
That'd be that'd be an only child.
Yeah. It didn't help that this kid's, like I said, like 8 months old, so she was in the hospital in COVID. She couldn't see, nobody could come in and see her, nothing. She had to pretty much be by herself in the hospital for, like, on and off for the first couple months, but the last, I think, 3 months were just straight in the hospital. Could not leave, had to be monitored.
I feel for her.
Yeah, but cute little kid. But yeah, I'm going to assume that's going to be the only one they got.
Yeah. They're going to be adopting if they want any more.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just wanted to tell you about my terrible haircut experience.
Okay. I'm glad you shared.
Oh, I tried to get the mac and cheese from Arby's yesterday, because I went to Arby's.
Yeah.
You were raving about it?
Yep.
Unavailable. Like, we're out of this product.
Well, I went to a McDonald's just a minute ago down in Dardanelle, and there was a sign on the drive-thru. It said, we will be closed at 1 a.m. on the 26th/27th, which means we will be closed tonight, too. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Are they closed at 1 a.m. all the way? When's the reopening?
Well, are you closed from 1 a.m. to 1 a.m.? Are you closed from
I know, it was kind
1 a.m. to night?
It left me with questions. Either way, I didn't get my drink. But okay, you showed your haircut story.
All right, I'm going to go inside to work and be happy about it.
Have fun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Is his lawyer, not the Nets, not KD, not Steve Nash. You want to talk about litigation? We can learn from Deshaun Watson. We can learn from a litany of other legal cases. Litigation is a long and lengthy process, y'all. So if the Nets are just waiting for this to play out, only God knows how long they gonna be waiting. The Nets cannot, should not, and better not count on Ben Simmons, and only one person can, and that is whatever law firm is currently representing Ben Simmons.
Okay, so there are two parts to this. One of the reasons that he left Philadelphia is because he was no longer in favor with the team. Between trade rumors and showing that Joel Embiid was the guy that they really wanted to build around, he got the clear, and Daryl Morey coming in and knowing the relationship that he had with James Harden and already the dalliance of trying to bring him in to replace Ben. It was clear to Ben, hey, I'm no longer a favored nation in this situation. I need to get up out of here. But prior to that, was he available? Yes, very much available. Durable, all these things. So there are two parts to this. Am I worried that once he gets this situation resolved, is he going to be available and he's going to play? I don't have any problems. I believe he still wants to get paid. He knows he's got to play to get paid. If anything has been made clear to Ben Simmons at this point, it is that. The second part, though, is where I agree with you, Roger, just in terms of the overall. It's not counting on Ben Simmons. It is what am I counting on that I'm going to get? I have no confidence. After listening to Kyrie Irving, after watching all of this play out with Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant, the idea that that trio is going to deliver anything that ship is sailed. I'm not buying into that. It's the old Dallas Cowboys thing. You start showing me CeeDee Lamb and Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. Oh man, I think they could do it this time. I feel like I got the same bill of goods with the Brooklyn Nets. I look at the dynamics, the EQ on it, the emotional quotient when it comes to those three, and that's where
I get off the boat as far as what the Brooklyn Nets and Ben Simmons are capable of. But in terms of him just being available and out there and playing 30-some minutes a night, yes, I fully expect that they can count on him doing that because he doesn't have to go back to court to get his money again.
I love what you're saying, Slick. I'm just going to ask you guys a question in terms of, can an ambulance chaser be a good person? Why do I start off like that? Because I've been the victim of an ambulance chaser before. I got into a little fender bender. And when I say little fender bender, like I barely touched their fender. Like when I was in a white Rolls Royce, remember that dusty white Rolls Royce I had? Yep, barely tapped it. Now, what I learned years ago is whenever you get into any accident, whatever you want to think of the situation and you're going to get into a he say, she say, turn on your voice memo and audio recorder. If you want to go all the way, you can video record it, but I don't want them to know. So I turned it on and I started walking up to the car. Hey, how y'all doing? Oh, we're fine, man. You barely touched us, but thanks for stepping out and all that stuff. Cool. Then all of a sudden, you get your insurance claim. And I was like, wait a minute, they said that I barely touched them and they fine. All of a sudden, grandma in the back, she got vertebral issues, my neck ain't my back. I'm like, what the hell? Then I hit him with that voice memo. Oh, y'all said y'all were good. I won that case. Why did I bring that up? Honestly, you think my wife's a good person? You better say, yeah, all right, me too, sometimes. Okay, so I think she's a good person, right? My wife is a scammer. Let me tell y'all real, let y'all around, she a scammer. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, she Nigerian. She is Nigerian. Okay, here's one of the scams she likes to run, and I'm gonna go.
Just go.
I'll show you that good people do bad things sometimes. Okay, you ever go on Amazon Prime, you order 2 sizes of the same thing, right? All right, that's not really a bad scam, but here's the bad scam. You order 2 things, right? And then they come. And then you play with them, and then one of them breaks, then it breaks again. You go order the same thing, you send it back, it's all under warranty, you keep that chain going. That is a bad thing. That is a scam. That is a Ben Simmons, my wife move. But guess what? She's still a good person. Ben Simmons is only doing this for one reason. And you called it out, Slick. He's doing it for money. $20 million now, $114 million later. As long as there's money in the equation out there, trust me, you can trust Ben Simmons. He don't play for that money. Coming up, LeBron, damn, I hope that goes on. Trying to KD on to the rest of the playoffs. You really run that stuff. We'll tell you what superstars are the biggest disappointment. Next on Speak for Yourself. That's all I got.
That's the power of a skilled local team who know what they're doing. The power of accurate estimates, not guesstimates. The power of certainty. Certicro painters, that's the power of pro. Get your project started at Certicro.com. Proudly use Sherwin-Williams paints and stains. Each Certicro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you're eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's exactly what I found at GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. We're specialists in this little-known payroll tax refund program. GetRefunds.com does all the work, charges not a dime up front, and simply shares a percentage of the cash that we get from you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those who do PPP, nonprofits, and even those that increases in sales. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. The team at GetRefunds.com has returned over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to GetRefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. That's GetRefunds.com. No risk, high reward. GetRefunds.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For a free quote, call 1-800-603-1332. That's That's 1-800-603-1332. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-603-1332.
Select Quote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series is back on FS1.
Damn, there's your engines running.
400 miles of concrete mayhem can mean one thing. Dover. A track dominated by Hendrick. Larson and Elliott look to lead the pack again. But don't forget, this place is a monster. Always ready to win the day. The NASCAR Cup Series, Dover. Coverage begins Sunday at 2 Eastern on FS1.
This is Skip Bayless. Join me and Shannon Sharp for Undisputed, weekdays at 9:30 Eastern on Fox Sports, Sirius XM Channel 83, and on the Sirius XM app.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Some people are saying now he's got to win 8 because Brady's got 7. No, Bill Russell's got 11. Michael Jordan has 6. More people think Jordan's the GOAT than Bill Russell. What if they don't win it next year, but then the year after that, they run off 3 straight?
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker on Fox Sports Sirius XM Channel 83 and the Sirius XM app.
Fox Sports on Sirius XM is available on your connected devices. Listen at home anytime you want with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
And 369.
Kevin Durant's Nets were swept earlier this week, but let's not forget KD is a 2-time NBA champion, a 12-time All-Star. KD's status in NBA history came up yesterday, so we're bringing it back today. I chose Kevin Durant, a top 10 player of all time. He's not yet. At least. My top 10 is simple, and my top 10 cannot be disputed. Not if you spent enough time watching the game of basketball. Number 1, LeBron James. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Again, I don't want to get lost in 1 and 2. If you have Michael Jordan at number 1, that is your prerogative. Number 3, Magic Johnson. You know what he has done. 5 chips. Number 4, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, maybe the greatest basketball player when you talk collegiate and pro of all time. Number 5, Bill Russell. 11 chips. 2 as a player coach. My. Number 6, we got Tim Duncan, 5 chips over the course of 3 different decades. Number 7, the late, great Kobe Bryant. Number 8, Larry the Legend Bird. Number 9, Shaquille O'Neal. And number 10, Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, for those viewers that are not true astute basketball fans, you might be looking, well, Acho. Where's Jerry West? Where's Big O? Where's Wilt? Like Marcellus Wiley, I personally understand. I didn't watch them cats playing back in the 1960s and 70s. Only I got hearsay and I got them VHS tapes. I can only put one OG in my top 10. The OG that I chose was Bill Russell. The second point of contention you might have, Acho, you really gonna put Olajuwon in there? Yes, I am, and it's not because he's Nigerian. Sure. I'm gonna put him in there for this reason. Sure. Hakeem got 2 chips. KD has 2 chips. Hakeem has 2 Finals MVPs. KD, 2 Finals MVPs. Hakeem, a regular season MVP. KD, a regular season MVP. But Hakeem has what KD does not. Hakeem, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Hakeem Olajuwon, 9 times All-Defensive, 5 times All-Defensive First Team. Defense matters. Once again, ask the Nets whether or not defense matters. Specifically, ask Kevin Durant. Game 1 versus Celtics. Jason Tatum cut to the basket, 360 layup. Yes, defense matters. So Kevin Durant, unfortunately, is not currently in my top 10. Okay, you sound real defensive there. You don't trust your own list. We're doing this again because Slick Rick is here, and I need Slick Rick to not only give us his list, but more importantly, poke holes in Acho's list, because he can't poke holes in mine. Because here's my list. Slick, look at this list. Look at that list. Oh, my God. LeBron James, best basketball player ever. Yeah, I said it with my chest, too. Michael Jordan, you right behind him. Make another documentary. Maybe you'll influence me. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Mr. Hook himself. Magic Johnson's number 4, Larry Bird, number 5. Like I said, Larry Bird, the plan didn't land smoothly, but it still was up high. Shaquille O'Neal, 6. Tim Duncan, 7. Wilt Chamberlain, golly. That's my OG from the old school. I hear all the stories, pre-tape, the 50s, 60s, 70s of all these guys. I got to give it to Wilt Chamberlain. 8, that's Wilt. 9 is Kevin Durant, you know it, and Kobe Bryant is at 10, respectfully. To me, that is a list that is Teflon, but Slick Rick, it's your turn. Beat us up so we can now go back and forth.
Yeah, I'd say my biggest issue with your list is you guys take the easy way out when it comes to the OGs to say, you know what, I didn't see him play, it's hearsay, I got VHS, like, no, I've had a chance to talk to guys who played against them, Jerry West being the biggest one, so Oscar Robertson has to be in my top 10. Bill Russell and what they accomplished. I know, Marcellus, you're...
New text message from Chris Key.
And carpenters. You know what? I need the list of those plumbers and carpenters because I need some work on my house that I can't seem to get with any of those tradesmen right now. It wasn't like that. The idea that they weren't playing against quality competition is the easy way out, but you got to show me that those guys weren't able to play. I don't have, to answer the question, I don't have Kevin Durant in my top 10 either. He's 13th right now. And Acho, I'm not mad at you with Hakeem Olajuwon. Not mad at you with Hakeem Olajuwon at 10 because I really had to wrestle between Hakeem and Tim Duncan for that 10th spot. Now, one of the things that I have is, unlike yours, first of all, Michael Jordan is number 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 2. And Kobe Bryant.
Text message from Chris Key.
I'm having 5 rings. I go back to him going to the finals 3 consecutive years and being the best player without question on all 3 of those teams, winning back-to-back championships without another top 75 player. Pau Gasol was his next best player. After that, you're going to Derek Fisher or to Lamar Odom. What Kobe Bryant accomplished when he was without question a star. Never mind that we've discounted the role that he played as the closer with Shaquille O'Neal when they won 3 in a row. That's the issue I have with Shaq. That's why he's not in my top 10. Because as great as he was, as dominant as he was, you couldn't play him in the last 2 minutes of every game because they would just play hack-a-Shaq. Like, that was such an Achilles heel for him, and that's when Kobe would take over. That was winning time. So I give Kobe a lot more credit than I think that you guys do, and it's why he's so high on my list. But the back and forth here, we're really not that far off. A lot of our middle range guys are very similar. It's top end and the other end where we differentiate. But here's the greatest issue with KD. He's at 13th. He ain't getting any higher. Because Giannis Antetokounmpo is in his rearview mirror, and he is gaining on him. Steph Curry, if this team goes to the finals and he gets a finals MVP, Steph Curry could very well move ahead of him. We could be top 15 is probably about as high as KD is going to get, and he's going to have to hang on to it because I don't see things getting better for him. I only see them getting worse.
Oh, that's amazing that you're going to look at the latter part or late prime of KD and use it against him with the latter part of Jordan and the end of Jordan. Come on. It's good for a documentary. Funny. Who's your 11, 12, and 13, just so I can have it, because I got your top 10. Who's 11, 12, and 13? You don't have one.
Hakeem.
Just shots at KD.
Hakeem.
Okay, yeah.
Shaq.
Okay. Whoa.
And KD. KD's 13.
Okay, fair. You know what? You made some interesting points there. You made a point about Kobe Bryant, and you said who Kobe Bryant's next best player was. And then that gave you ammunition to prop up Kobe Bryant, because look what he did with a passenger like that. Can I use that same argument in a different context and use it against Steph Curry, why he shouldn't be able to go up? Because Steph Curry won 1 championship without Kevin Durant, and that championship was against LeBron James. And guess who his next best player was? It wasn't Kyrie Irving like expected. It wasn't Kevin Love as expected. It was Matthew Dellavedova. But we prop up Steph when he does it, but then we look at Kobe Bryant and we give him his flowers. They can't be the same. One of them got to go up. Seesaw. Another one got to go down. Y'all digest that. Here's another point. Bill Russell. You know, that tremendous score, 15 points a game, career average. No, don't do that. Shot 44 from the field. Don't do that. Plumbers and contractors, they still can go out there and play defense, right? Don't do it that he only did it against 18th and then they expanded to 14. Don't do that, Marcellus. Okay, fine. Slick gave me the best point. You couldn't play him in the last 2 minutes. Shaquille O'Neal, career free throw percentage is 53%. Want to know what Bill Russell's was? 56%. So if we gonna slam Shaq for the last 2 minutes, well, let's start slamming Bill Russell. Oh no, because it's against your father's contractors.
They didn't do hack a Bill in that era. Like he was on the floor. Because they weren't smart enough to play hack a Bill. So you can't utilize that like he wasn't on the floor the last 2 minutes. He was still on the floor swatting shots and rebounds. Dude averaged 25 rebounds a game in the playoffs.
Oh, respect. Yeah. If you
Russell was so good defensively. It's why he's down on my list. It's why I think he's ninth on my list. Is because he was primarily a defensive player. But everybody else were without question two-way players. And Russell was so good defensively and was such an integral part. Look, Finals MVP is named after him. The trophy is named after Bill Russell. That is a reflection of when it really matters. Bill Russell was the guy who delivered over and over 11 times, over and over again. So how can I not have that guy in my top 10?
I'm with
you,
Slick.
You don't have to watch it. You just can't argue with the results.
Talk about it, Slick. You don't feel that. Your grandparents told you, if you don't do this, Slick, we're going to now not accept you the same. Like, you don't even have any moments in your head. It's all Google searches.
Acho.
This
is attack the messenger time for Marcellus. He can't argue with Russell. Now he's got to go after me and my grandparents and the pressure that they're putting on me right here on this show.
Why Jerry West ain't in your top 10? He on the ball. He the logo. See, Slick, you ain't making no sense, man. Let me do this right here, Slick. You didn't want to go there. I got to go tease, but I got to get one more point off on you. Why? Can you not just tease? You ain't no good points yet. See, this is how he does it, Slick. He's making one more point in.
We don't have time unless Marcellus needs it. Then we got time.
Ain't this funny, though? He said he was primarily a defender. Yeah, it's kind of easy to do that when you can't score. Coming up on the Cowboys.
So wrong.
Rob been in your top 10? Oh, he was primarily a defender. He couldn't score. All right, let's get to the Cowboys and the moves they need to make during the draft to get Dak Prescott some help. We're going to ask that question and tell you if they need to. Next, they'll speak for yourself. Oh, he was primarily a defender.
Simple business checking, and unlike the traditional banking model, Novo has no minimum balances, no transaction limits, and no hidden fees. Novo is customized to your business with seamless integrations to Stripe, Shopify, QuickBooks Online, and more. Sign up for Novo for free and join the community of over 150,000 fearless small businesses who found the customizable business checking solution that admires their brave. Sign up for your free business checking account right now at novo.co/sports. Plus, our listeners get access to over $5,000 in perks and discounts. Go to novo.co/sports to sign up for free. novo.co/sports.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You're not required to pay it all back because there are special programs now.
769 for 21 and over.
Message and data rates may apply.
Work has changed. It's time your workwear did too. At True Work, we've revolutionized workwear for men and women who build with their hands. That's why we engineer our workwear with best-in-class features like four-way stretch, abrasion resistance, and moisture-wicking materials. From top to bottom, True Work has you covered in the most comfortable workwear you'll ever wear. Use code SERIOUS20 for 20% off your first order on TrueWork.com today.
save on your auto insurance. USA mileage discount. One more way to help you save. USA, what you made of, we're made for. Discount not available in North Carolina. Other restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USA is United Services Company Association and its affiliates. San Antonio, Texas.
Work has changed. It's time your workwear did too. At True Work, we've revolutionized workwear for men and women built with their hands. That's why we engineer workwear with best-in-class features like four-way stretch, abrasion resistance, and moisture-wicking materials. From top to bottom, True Work has you covered in the most comfortable workwear you'll ever wear. Use code SERIOUS20 for 20% off your first order on TrueWork.com today. True Work. Workwear for life.
Ally believes in helping you make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on the things that matter to you. With their digital tools and award-winning customer service, Ally gives you an easy platform to maximize your savings, invest from anywhere, and finance your home. That's how you do it right. To learn more, visit ally.com. That's ALLY.com. Ally.com. Mortgage products offered by Ally Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
If you're looking for a home generator, you've likely discovered the shocking reality. They're very hard to find. At Factory Pure, we have a huge selection of generators from leading brands like Generator, Cummins, Dardanelle, Texas Tracker, and Champion, in stock and ready to go for free shipping. With unprecedented extreme weather, supply chain delays, and surging demand, experts predict the generator shortage will improve in 2022. You need to act now. At Factory Pure, we're a family-owned business who understands you don't want to be left in the dark. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the perfect generator for your needs and budget, right over the phone or web. We have hundreds of models in stock and ready to ship from our warehouse in Texas to your home for free. We offer the lowest prices available on financing. Be prepared with a portable or standby generator from Factory Pure. Visit us at factorypure.com/xn. That's factorypure.com/xn. Or call us at 888-999-1522. That's 888-999-1522.
This spring, it's time to break out. Break out of your routine, break out of these same old clothes, break out of the ordinary, and into an Untucked shirt. The perfect styles for right now. Untucked's just right length fits all shapes and sizes, looks sharp even at your most casual, and works great from the office to the weekend to all of your upcoming adventures. Visit untucked.com or one of our 80-plus Untucked stores for all of your essential spring styles. Use the code SPRING for 20% off your next purchase. Untucked shirts designed to be worn untucked.
From the green flag at Daytona to the championship checkered flag, hear every race along with interviews from top drivers on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90 and 86ML.
You know, I feel like there's a way for the New York Giants to do this without spending the sort of money that it would cost for where he was drafted for the fifth-year option, because they've got to decide on that soon. The deadline's coming up. I feel like you can give him a short-term extension, maybe 2 years, because remember, they got Tyrod Taylor on the roster as well. They picked him up during free agency. Personally, I think that's a little knee-jerk reaction before seeing how the rest of their free agent market worked out, because they could have had Baker Mayfield. But anyways, I feel like with Daniel Jones, the stopgap option, it's either the stopgap option or you proved it to us in 2022. Here's your handsome, very nice extension with the new coaching staff, and we can just go ahead and put all the blame on everybody else from your past. I don't think they have to go the fifth-year option route, but I do think it would be smart, just from a financial standpoint, to give him some sort of short-term security. Give yourself that security too, because what if he does pan out? He's going to be really expensive either having to cut him or trade him. So they're not like sitting on $18.8 million in the cap.
And once again, even though Ted Gilman's not part of the Giants organization, his decision making, they got to try to overcome that, especially at the quarterback position, which is something the Carolina Panthers are hoping to not have to do. They have the 6th pick in the NFL draft. They're bringing NFL draft coverage on ESPN Radio tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. You got Shea Cornett, you got Bart Scott, you got Ian Fitzsimmons, and Mike Tannenbaum will all be part of the coverage starting at 7 o'clock and all weekend long. The Carolina Panthers, they put it out there. And you have to pay attention, man. You have Mr. Courtney Cronin. Listen to general manager of the Carolina Panthers, Scott Fitterer, says that this is what they may be thinking about doing with pick number 6.
Yeah, I do think there's a talent level on a couple of this year right now because, whether it's that 6 or what's moving around. If we had pick number 6, I would feel comfortable with one of them. Or actually a couple of them at 6.
So in other words, they say, hey, Sam Darnold, this could be your last year. I don't mind it because I feel comfortable taking a quarterback at 6. And the old line is, Gordon, I can tell somebody's lying when their lips are moving. Even though I can't see the lips moving of Scott Fitterer. If you have any kind of move you're going to do, you're not letting anybody know what you're going to do by saying we would be comfortable taking a quarterback at number 6. They may be comfortable taking it. That doesn't mean the Carolina Panthers are actually going to do that with pick number 6 in tomorrow's NFL draft.
You know what John Morant did at the end of the Grizzlies game last night when he held up his hand in a phone motion, like, call me, whatever. Like, Scott Fitterer is basically doing that to every other team, being like, please, someone call us and try to trade for the 6th pick, because we don't want to take a quarterback at this spot. We know that we probably need an offensive lineman, and they're going to end up with Baker Mayfield. Like, I feel like that is a foregone conclusion for Matt Rule to save his job next year, because if they don't win 8-9 games, he's out. So you're not going to put that on Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett and relying on a quarterback when we don't even know if there's a quarterback of a starter's caliber in this class. Somebody that can actually play games and be effective and win you games as a rookie in 2022. So it's much safer to believe that Baker Mayfield and the Carolina Panthers paths will actually cross and then he'll be the quarterback next year, not Sam Darnold. But to me, that is the smokescreen of all smokescreens from Scott Fitterer being like, well, yeah, we definitely think there's some talented players. I'm comfortable taking a quarterback, but if you want our pick, if you just want to play around with it, if you just want to call and say, hey, what's up? See how things are going in our draft room. Call us, because they are entertaining any and all offers for the number 6 pick. I promise you. You don't put out a statement like that unless you are trying so desperately, like so many teams that don't need a quarterback, that are sitting in the top 10, top 15, are going to be trying to do tomorrow night.
Ready for Cronin and for Canty and Carlin on ESPN Radio and also ESPN Plus. Hit us up anytime you want at 888-ESPN, 888-729-3776. I'm going to stick with Baker Mayfield because we brought his name up. We firmly believe that when he's cut by the Cleveland Browns, that the Carolina Panthers will be in the market. And that's going to be interesting because if that happens, I'll play Uncle Freddie will play with cousin Courtney from this standpoint. If that happens, this is the last day for Baker Mayfield because right now his name is toxic in the National Football League. And I can't believe that I used the word toxic next to his name compared to Deshaun Watson, whose name should be toxic, but he's the Cleveland Browns quarterback. They moved on from Baker Mayfield to bring him in because, let's be honest, better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. But if Baker Mayfield's not able to work and make this work in Carolina as a former number 1 pick, it was last year we were talking about, man, they're ready to make that next step up, and so is Baker Mayfield because he's been waiting for this moment, and everything just went completely the other way for the Cleveland Browns. If he's unable to do that with all that tension involving him and Matt Rule's final year potential, even though they got a vote of confidence from the general manager, meaning Matt Rule and also the general manager, if that happens, that could be a team that a lot of people are going to keep their eye on because Baker Mayfield has been that polarizing figure that he has some supporters, but a lot of people think he's been overrated from day one being in the National Football League.
Well, I don't think anybody's checked in with Robbie Anderson lately to find out whether he takes back what he said on Instagram that he doubled down on and said facts. He's already not liked in that locker room and he's not even there yet, but I do feel like he holds some leverage here because there are more quarterback needy teams that remain out there. The Carolina Panthers, the Seattle Seahawks are the first two that come to mind for me. And Carolina has far more talent on that roster to actually win. And they might not win a lot of games, but to win more than the Seattle Seahawks. So I feel like it makes all the sense in the world in that if Carolina does end up bringing in Baker Mayfield, this is both of their chances. This is Matt Rule's chance to keep his job, and this is Baker Mayfield's chance to prove, hey, injuries, and maybe it was Cleveland's fault that things went so sideways for me in my first 4 years in the NFL. And that's his chance to cement himself beyond 2022 as a starting quarterback before having to slide into the role of, vying for, a backup job that might turn into a starter. Like, this is his last chance to prove he is the guy. It's also Matt Rule's last chance to prove he's the guy for the Carolina Panthers. So it makes all the sense in the world that they go that route and that Scott Fitterer's smokescreen ends up in Carolina staying at number 6 and, taking Charles Cross or something for the offensive line. And giving Baker Mayfield, I love that I'm already, telling the world that he is the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. I'm not even mentioning the Sam Darnold anymore. But no, I think give him some protection and set him up for success. Put him in a good spot from day one.
Someone went up to Junior's dad is going, see, when I come to Baker Mayfield, we'll see what that future brings, whether he is in Cleveland, gets cut, who takes that chance. That's going to be injured. Baker Mayfield especially winds up in Carolina. Courtney and Freddie Coleman, Canty and Carlin, presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial, auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. We stand the quarterback train here on ESPN Radio and ESPN Plus on Canty and Carlin. We're going to have a former NFL quarterback talking about the future NFL quarterbacks and who he believes is the best person in this draft. That's next.
Thursday on Bart Hall is NFL Draft Day, and Barty Diamond is getting his crystal ball all warmed up. Oh, yes! Hop around one playoff. We'll talk all about it as Bart Hall, 12 o'clock Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN Plus.
Improve your gas mileage and save money with fuel systems leader from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner for just $10. Plus, earn double Owner Rewards points and get your next reward even faster. For a clean, lubricated, more efficient fuel system, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
New message. Hey, girlfriend, it's Carol from Jury Duty. We never actually spoke, but I saw you ordered the same hoagies me at lunch. What are the chances? Anywho, I heard you just got a boat. We should totally grab some hoagies and take it out for a spin.
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Do I want to feel the wind in my hair? Guilty as charged. Oh, seriously, let's ride on your boat.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Premium for basic liability policy not available in most states.
The dark web can be like a restaurant for identity thieves.
Hi, ready to order? I'll have the driver's license number. Great, that comes with a home address or a birth date.
Ooh, both, please. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code SIRIUS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Most trucking companies are hiring. So why should you consider a move to Creek Carrier or Schaefer Trucking? Just ask our drivers.
The miles are good, the people are great, the pay is great.
26 years, Craig has given me everything I need to be a successful truck driver. I can't thank them possibly enough.
But I do just love this company, and so I don't mind talking about it at all.
Visit us at creekcarrier.com or text pound 250. Keyword Creek.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're gonna hurt yourself.
I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro-mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or
Go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Do you suffer from lower back pain, knee pain, foot pain, or falling arches? Do you? If yes, just stop and write this magic word, G-Defy, G-D-E-F-Y. What is G-Defy? G-Defy is the footwear designed by Gravity Defier Medical Technology with a worldwide patented VersaShot sole. Their shoes are clinically shown to relieve pain by a double-blind clinical study conducted by Oliveview UCLA Medical Center. You can try a pair for 30 days with free corrective fit orthotic inserts. If you're not satisfied, just return the shoes for a full refund and keep the free orthotics as a gift. Put an end to suffering. Save $20 and get free shipping from Gravity Defier when you go to gdefy.com/radio and use code RADIO. That's gdefy.com/radio, code RADIO. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and worn out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told in a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, the timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
From Morning Man to McAfee to the Mad Dog. Hear entertaining sports all day long on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, and the SXM app.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Bulls, facing a must-winning Game 5 of their first-round NBA playoff series against the Bucks, will not have guards Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso on the floor tonight. LaVine in health and safety protocols, while Caruso is in concussion protocol. Game 5, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Golden State's Andre Iguodala out of the potential clincher in Game 5 against Denver tonight with a neck injury. He's sidelined at least a week. NFL, the Jaguars and left tackle Cam Robinson agreed on a 3-year, $54 million extension, likely making offensive tackles off the board for Jacksonville with the top overall pick in Charles Trapp. Expect the Jags to take a pass rusher, likely Georgia's Trayvon Walker, believes ESPN NFL draft analyst Jordan Reed.
Trent Baalke, if you think about it, the general manager for Jacksonville, he loves athletes at the position. At 6'5", 270 pounds, he runs in the low 4.5s, which is unheard of at defensive end. So I think Baalke, similar to what he did when he was with the 49ers, when he selected Aldon Smith, and very similar mold as far as an athlete to Trayvon Walker at the position.
Jordan Reed on Greeny. Draft coverage tomorrow at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio, 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN TV.
Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with a barber.
This is David.
Hey, this is Hope Hutcherson Kennedy. I believe you're going to be coming by this evening.
Yes.
Okay. I just had to run out for a second. I'll be right back, but I just, in case you were like running ahead or whatever, I didn't want to miss you. So, but I'll be back directly.
So I think 5 o'clock is when I'm scheduled to be there. You'll be there by 5.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. That'll be great.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
And if for some reason I beat you there, I'll wait on you.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be quick.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, and I saw something you Twitter handle that really jumped out to me. I'm going to read it word for word. You said, I love the draft because organizations have massive decisions to make. Which organization tomorrow night in the first round has the biggest massive decision to make?
Oh, it's the Green Bay Packers. Okay, the Green Bay Packers, they're a team that for the past couple of years, certainly last year, we thought Super Bowl contenders, legitimate, right? They are not that as we sit here today. and they've got 2 first-round picks because that's Devontae Adams trade. How do they use those 2 picks? Do they use them to go up and get 1 receiver? Do they use them to get 2 receivers? Because we have to walk away from this weekend saying the Green Bay Packers are legitimate Super Bowl contenders. They're a playoff football team, no doubt about it, Vivian, because the conference isn't very good. But we can't sit here and say that they're bona fide contenders until we see what they do in the first round. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are right there with them as well. But that's the team that you can't not miss, or you can't miss. You've got to absolutely ace this first round.
Another team that could probably and does fall into that category among teams that can't miss and also has 2 first-round picks are the New York Giants. And we know that they need help up front on both the offensive and defensive lines. But if Sauce Gardner somehow gets past the Jets at 4, do you feel like that's the right call for them to strike with him at 5?
Yeah, I would say this. The Giants they have to get good football players. That sounds simple, but they tried. They just done it poorly. And the most important thing for them this year is going to be who do they trade, the Bradbury, Tony, Saquon, all that stuff. And they got to clear cap space. But if they believe that Sauce Gardner is a number 1 corner, yeah, you take him. I don't care if he's a line of scrimmage guy or not. You drafted line of scrimmage people over the past couple of seasons. They've been bad. But we just got done with NFL Live, and Ryan Clark made the point that Derek Stingley was there, the cornerback from LSU at 5. You take him because he's a Hall of Fame type of talent, and I think that the Giants have to just sit there and go, hey, like we've got to do the best to try to rebuild this roster for 2024, and we just have to figure out who do we believe are the best players and get them on our football team.
Here's Dan Orlovsky, ESPN NFL analyst, also from NFL Live and on Twitter at Dan Orlovsky 7, joining Courtney Cronin and Freddie Coleman on Canty and Carlo on ESPN Radio and ESPN Plus. Who is the best quarterback in your opinion in this draft?
The best quarterback is Desmond Ritter from Cincinnati. He's got the best quarterback in tape. He's the guy that consistently, you watch his play and you go, that's what a quarterback traditionally looks like when it comes to the operation in the NFL. Going up to the line of scrimmage, changing runs, changing protections, communicating to everybody, being very precise with his reads, and consistently placing the ball where it needs to go to the right place at the right time. Now, that being said, that's not really what the NFL quarterback is about right now, nor what drafting your quarterback is about right now. The only guy in this draft that you can watch his play and you can go, man, that reminds me a little bit of Josh Allen. Man, that looks a little bit like Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert or Lamar Jackson. Is Malik Willis from Liberty. And that's and so when you're taking a cat at that spot in the first round, the top 5, top 10, you've got to have stuff that I cannot coach in your game. You gotta have traits and talents and skills and physical abilities that I just can't coach. And he's the only guy that has that stuff. I think the best quarterback, the guy you feel most comfortable with when you say, this guy's probably going to be a pretty good player, is Desmond Ritter. I think the guy that you say, all right, if we're going to throw a punch, if we're going to try to throw a home run here, and I understand he might fail, and there are stuff there are things in his game that might force that fail, but if you want to say, I got to get a guy that looks like those 5 guys that I just round off, Malik Willis is the only one.
Is there anyone from this quarterback class then, with using that logic and knowing that it's high ceiling that a lot of these teams are trying to achieve, knowing that somebody that they draft, the quarterback spot might not be ready, is there anyone that you can see from this group of top quarterback picks that could actually play and be a sufficient starter during the rookie season?
Yeah, I would probably take Desmond Ritter. I'll give you the first example for me. If I was the Carolina Panthers at the number 6 pick, I would do everything I can to trade back. And maybe it's into the back of the game to the 20s into the first round, or maybe you acquire a early second-round pick, and I would take Ritter. Because I know intellectually he can handle all the things that you need to handle. I know that he's played in big games. I know he has seen a lot of different defensive coverages. The hesitation that you have with a guy like Malik Willis is he hasn't seen a lot. They didn't ask him to do a lot at Liberty. So how ready is he for all that stuff? Is he capable of it? Yes, but how ready is he of it? Kenny Pickett did not control the line of scrimmage at Pittsburgh. And Kenny Pickett is the guy that you sit there and go, not greatest capability, but is he probably as good as he's ever going to be? And could he come in and maybe play well? Sure. I don't know if I would trust him with a full NFL game plan to go operate right now, because he never really had to do that. They ran the same 6 plays at Pittsburgh all game. And for a guy who's a 4-year starter, I would expect you to operate those well. We're running the same play over and over and over again, so you should be relatively consistent with that. That's why I think Desmond Ridder has just seen so much. He's had so much responsibility, and I think there's an untapped creative athleticism to his game that probably gives him the best chance to go play solid football.
What was more lit up, the Vegas Strip or Ryan Clark's suit today on NFL Live?
Ryan Clark's suit today looked like I got triplet boys, and they were born early, so in the NICU, and one of them puked in my hand at like 10 days old. It looked like the puke from one of my kids.
Wow.
That boy, no, that man knows how to dress. That man, I wore a blue suit, you know, like I'm bored. He knows how to dress.
Oh my God! I asked the question. I brought this upon myself. Real quick before we let you go. Yeah, it is on me. Real quick, who do you think's going number one tomorrow?
I think it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson. Now, buddy, I'm going to tell you this. If I were the Jaguars, I would take Garrett Wilson, the Ohio State receiver, but I think it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson.
Try not to get blinded by the suit by Ryan Clark, brother. Keep up the great work, Dan. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, guys. Enjoy.
Doing that through the media and trying to make that work and defending your playoff record, that's the last thing you should be doing.
And I think, to your point about James Harden and my conspiracy theory, maybe not having the most weight around it, although I do think it is a good one because I don't think he wants Doc Rivers as his head coach come hell or high water. But, the Philadelphia 76ers have to be looking at this James Harden situation saying, please, whether Doc is the coach here or not, giving you a 5-year, $250 million contract this offseason, and we're not sure that we want to, but we know that if we don't, somebody else probably will in the NBA. So they're kind of tied into this, and they need him to perform beyond this small sample size that we've seen, relatively small sample size since he got traded there in February, to know that, okay, get the bare minimum, get them out of the first round of the playoffs to know that he's a major part of your future and you're okay investing in all of that, because whether he has a new coach or not, that's not going to change who he is fundamentally as a player, and you've got maximum 2 more games to figure this thing out.
I'll never get about the Courtney Cronin, Freddie Cohen, and for Canty and Carl on ESPN Radio and ESPN Plus. When we talk about conversations, I'll never get the conversation, Courtney, that happened about 4 or 5 years ago, that who would you choose? Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And I said, you got to be crazy to choose Ben Simmons over Joel Embiid. As far as I'm concerned, the Sixers would be crazy to choose James Harden over Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers may have his faults, but the playoff success that James Harden hasn't had is a lot worse than Doc Rivers having trouble closing out series, no matter what team he's been a head coach of. They're going to give James Harden a max contract, and man, that's going to be foolish if the Philadelphia 76ers do something like that.
They're damned if they do, and they're damned if they don't, and I think part of that, too, is keeping Joel Embiid happy, but you heard what he had to say the other day, where he was talking about, I'm not the coach, but I do think James should be a little bit more aggressive. Keeping him happy, if you're James Harden, is doing everything you can to get your team out in Game 6 and close this series out and move forward in the East. And it's not letting this thing go all the way down to Game 7 and then choking it away, because we know that the pressure is on. It's on Doc Rivers and it's on James Harden, but you know who has to shoulder that and deal with the consequences of all of that more than anybody else? It's Joel Embiid.
Yeah, and Joel Embiid, let it be known, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do it better. Hey, Doc Rivers and James.
Housing Lender, NMLS number 3038, licensed in all 50 states and District of Columbia.
There will be plays where you wish your team had extended their coverage, that the safety jumped just a little higher, or the line hadn't let the rush slip through. With the USAA multi-vehicle discount, we make it easy to extend your coverage and potentially save on your auto insurance. More coverage when you need it. That's what we're made for. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA is United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates. San Antonio.
New text message from 8177893162.
NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SXM app.
Here on ESPN Radio between the Bulls and the Bucks. Then the nightcap, Golden State trying to close out Denver. They have a 3-1 lead in that series. In the West, it's Canty and Carlin Cronin is my handle. Freddie's at Coleman ESPN, also at ESPN Radio. You can also join in the conversation on the CC call-in line, 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. So earlier in the show, we talked about the top 2 seeds in the East advancing to semifinals. Freddie Coleman, that is the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. And the top 2 seeds in the West, on the other hand, are still sitting in the mix right now. Both faced Game 5 already. They're going to Game 6s later this week. That is the Phoenix Suns, who have been exposed a little bit by the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know any other way to say it than that. They've had some holes poked in their armor. Certainly injuries have not helped Devin Booker. And Memphis Grizzlies, who were the 2 seed, have struggled at times against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They did get their act together and pull out fourth quarter last second win last night for St. John Ram. But they have had an up and down time here in the first round. Now, the 3 seed is a team that is usually used to being a 1 seed. That is the Golden State Warriors, who have health on their side, experience on their side, mixing the old with the new, and arguably the most improved player in the NBA, Jordan Poole, in their mix. And I feel like this Warriors team, as it stands right now, is probably the favorite to get out of the West.
Well, they should be the favorite. Here's why. Because you made the point that the Warriors team right now in basketball, the players is the Golden State Warriors. They don't have any injuries that they're dealing with, or, for example, having to sit Jimmy Butler down in Miami with inflammation, Kyle Lowry with an injury. The Milwaukee Bucks, even when they lose Chris Middleton, that's still a formidable team. I still think that team is balanced enough where that's the one team that can override his injury because they're still a talented basketball team. But when Golden State plays like we've seen the first 3 games of the series against them, and even in the fourth quarter where they were awful from the three-point line, they were awful from the free-throw line. Steph Curry looked at his fingers. I missed 4 free throws. 4 so far. He couldn't believe he missed 4 free throws in the game. He probably done that a week in his life before that happened on Sunday. But when you have that team that, even though we know they're not the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors that play because now that basketball team, they still have 2 dudes that can close out games. Steph Curry is one, and also no doubt about it, Klay Thompson is the other. And now you have Jordan Poole and the way they're able to compete on defense when they go to that depth lineup with Draymond Green at the 5 and everybody balanced around them. Also, you got maybe a more active and better defensive team when it comes to Golden State Warriors. And we saw that time when Kevin Durant was a part of his basketball team. And in the NBA quarter, where there are no great teams, if you have a team that's healthy, with experience, and still young to make plays down the stretch, it's no wonder many people are starting to slide their betting money towards the Golden State Warriors coming out of the West and winning another NBA championship, which will be the 4th time that Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson have done it together.
Stephen Curry has been coming off the bench through the first 4 games of this series because he had the injury that sidelined him for the end of March, and then early into the playoffs they began this ramp-up process where they played him off of the bench, so he automatically already won 6th Man of the Year because of how good he's been in that role. But there's reports out there tonight that the Golden State Warriors could feature their most lethal lineup that they've been able to field during the playoffs, because there's a chance that Curry will be back tonight in the starting lineup with Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green. Final decision is going to obviously be made on that momentarily because that game is happening at 9 o'clock Eastern time. But my goodness, if that happens, then if you're Denver, and everything that you have thrown at the Golden State Warriors and feeling like you're playing with one hand behind your back if you're Nikola Jokic, this has got to be like the most devastating blow, knowing that Curry's coming not off the bench, he's going to start, and he's probably going to put up 20 on you before halftime, and you might as well warm those buses up and get out of there by the 3rd quarter, because when this team gets in that mode and they're rolling like that, it's impossible to stop. I mean, we've seen this in years past, but this group is different because, like you mentioned, with that depth lineup and the chemistry that Curry, Thompson, and Green all have together, that's one thing, but you're throwing different pieces in the mix here. You're mixing and matching the old with the new and the younger with the old, and I feel like that is something that no other team in the West right now can contend with.
And here's something else with Golden State. That path has gotten a lot smoother because they close out tonight and wait for the win of Memphis versus Minnesota. Odds are that series is going to go 7, which means you get extra rest for your guys. You get extra rest for Clark. You get extra rest for Steph. You get extra rest for Draymond Green. And let's say the Suns are able to come out of this series with the Pelicans. That's going to feel like they're in a bar fight. And you win, but you're going to take some battle scars with it. And then you go to the next series, potentially be the Dallas Mavericks. That's not going to be an easy series. With Luka Doncic being a lot healthier and Jalen Brunson coming on strong in this playoff series. So even if you're Phoenix or somebody else, you have to survive the series. If you're Golden State, you win tonight, you didn't survive the series. You were able to blow out the Denver Nuggets. While the other teams that you're going to have to potentially deal with, they got to do these sacrifices that are involved in right now. When it comes to Phoenix and those Pelicans, Memphis with Minnesota, and Dallas with Utah, because that series is 3-2. That could be a 7-game series as well. So we talk the Golden State Warriors being healthy, not only just healthy physically, but even mentally not having to go through the kind of rigors of a playoff series that other teams have to deal with before they get the Golden State Warriors no matter what. That's going to be
It's like the Golden State Warriors of old, where they aren't so concerned about these first-round matchups and getting through them. They already have their eyes set on playing into June, and it feels like in the West, if there's any team that's already eyeing that on the calendar, it's these Golden State Warriors who are heating up at the right time. Be sure to tune in to ESPN Radio for coverage of Bucks and Bulls coming up. Joining the show next, someone expected to hear their name called in Las Vegas tomorrow when they during round 1 of the 2022 NFL Draft. This is Canty and Carlin on ESPN Radio. Please be with us.
Thursday on Mark Hollis NFL Draft Day, and Boston Dobbs is getting his crystal ball all warmed up. Yes, how's the round 1 play out? We'll talk all about it as Mark Hollis talks about Eastern on ESPN Radio.
eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles for your college wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, 4 times the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. The little tissues. Oh, good, because I'm different than crime. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Science Unit couldn't be easier than to choose cross-country mortgage. Their mission is simple: to provide you with the best possible lending options and offer a transparent mortgage process for everyone involved. With their dedicated team of loan officers, your dream home could be yours in handled in 21 days. For homeowners, they offer rentals, refunds, jumbo loans, everything you need to keep your house feeling like home. Visit ccm.com. Cross-country mortgage, dedicated to getting it done. Cross-country mortgage, LLC, NMLS 2029, www.nmls gives you access to equal housing opportunity.
Experienced Class A driver looking to learn the way you truly serve, I can help you with it. I am Fernando Cortez, Senior Vice President of Transportation with Walmart. I am excited to announce that we have increased our driver pay across the nation. Starting in March, we raised the mileage and activity pay for all of our Class A drivers because you deserve to get paid for all the aspects of the job. Drivers can now earn up to $110,000 in their first year, with the opportunity to earn more down the road. We believe this investment for our drivers will ensure we continue to offer one of the best driving careers in the industry. Our private fleet has regional and local driving opportunities across the nation. Visit driveforwalmart.com to learn more about our driving careers in your area. Call 388-596-2365. Choose a company that chooses to invest in you. Drive for Walmart.
This guided meditation is brought to you by Sure Payroll. Begin in a comfortable position. Bring awareness to your breath. Draw in through the nose and exhale. Imagine all the things you could get done if you weren't worrying about payroll. You could actually enjoy running your business, pay your employees at the right time, and not get in trouble with the IRS. For as low as $19.99, you can join the tens of thousands of small business owners that trust your payroll for fast and accurate payroll processing. Cleanse your mind of the monotony of taxes and employee records, and give your attention back to your customers. Visit SurePayroll.com for a 2-month free trial.
Sure Payroll. Small business is our business.
This is professional golfer Mark O'Mara. You've heard me talk about Celebrity Greens, the company that builds championship-level synthetic putting greens at the homes of amateurs and professional golfers all across North America. Celebrity Greens is known for their great design, the use of the best materials, and amazingly high-quality installations. Their greens look great and perform like natural greens that I've played on my entire career. Now, Celebrity Greens is looking for additional sales and construction partners. If you're involved in the synthetic turf business or a contractor looking to expand your business, or an entrepreneur, give Celebrity Greens a call today. They're currently expanding across North America, and they will be opening new markets soon. And if you're an avid golfer wanting the convenience and the beauty of a custom green or a beautiful low-maintenance lawn in your own backyard, you should call them too. Contact Celebrity Greens at 1-888-507-7960 or visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Celebrity Greens, redefining private golf all across North America. Visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Celebrity Greens.
Mission Control, this is Finance. Do you copy? Over. Finance, this is Mission Control. We copy. Over. Roger that. We've got some concern here that we're growing too fast. We lost visibility and control of our numbers across finance, accounting, and inventory. We've got too many manual processes, errors everywhere. The ops team can't keep up with the growth. Over. Not to worry, Finance. We're talking with NetSuite.Oracle. With NetSuite, you'll get visibility and control of all your numbers. Move faster and close your books in days, not weeks. Over. Houston, we do not have a problem, thanks to NetSuite.
There are a lot of reasons why NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system and used by over 29,000 growing businesses. To find out how NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting, navigate to netsuite.com. Head to netsuite.com/mission for a special one-of-a-kind financing offer. netsuite.com/mission. netsuite.com/mission.
SiriusXM is available on devices with Amazon Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to ESPN Radio on SiriusXM.
There's no way that Chicago wins tonight, believes ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Bulls by 30 in Game 3 and 30 in Game 4. And you telling me no Caruso and no Levine, and you walking into Giannis's house, the best player in the NBA, you ask me, do I give him a chance? Hell no.
Kendrick Perkins on NBA Today. Things heated up in the 8th inning of the Mets-Cardinals game. Top of the inning, J.D. Davis hit on the left foot by a pitch. New York's major league leading 19-hit batter this season. X-rays were negative on the foot. Bottom 8, St. Louis's Nolan Arenado took exception to a 94-mile-an-hour fastball near his head. The benches and bullpens cleared. Arenado wound up being ejected, as was Cardinals first base coach Stubby Clapp, who tackled Mets star Pete Alonso near the center of that melee.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
The NFL draft kicks off tomorrow. Your one-stop shop for wall-to-wall coverage the next 3 days is right here on ESPN Radio. You'll hear all 262 picks over 7 rounds. Coverage begins with the first...
Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive. You know me, I'm a huge football fan, but it can be stressful for us super fans. So Progressive is going to help take your mind off your team for a moment. Instead of thinking about how your team threw the wrong ball in the wrong net, just think about how Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare our direct rates with multiple companies. Well, hope this distraction about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer was helpful. It sure helped me from stressing about my team for a bit. Anyway, go Sports!
Progressive is a key insurance company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Attention business owners. Are you sitting there right now worrying about payroll this Friday?
Will your customers' payments come in time to cover that payroll? Are you wondering, are my customers having cash flow issues? Are they going to file bankruptcy and we don't get paid? If you're asking yourself these questions, then you should be asking yourself, why are we not calling AmeriFactors? Hi, I'm Kevin Goen, president of AmeriFactors. At AmeriFactors, we will advance you the cash you need on the day you generate your invoices for the goods or services that you provide, and we wait to get paid. Also with AmeriFactors, if your customers can't or won't pay, then you don't have to pay us back. We take the loss, not you. So if you want to stop worrying about your money and your customers, and you want to grow your business, call AmeriFactors at 800-884-3863. That's AmeriFactors, 800-884-3863. Or AmeriFactors.com for approval and funding within 24 hours.
Hey drivers, if you haven't heard, this year Catskill is celebrating its 45th anniversary. The folks at Catskill have decided to bring back the Way to Win Sweepstakes to celebrate. You could win a new Ford Raptor pickup and thousands of other prizes. Here's how it works. Every time you weigh on Catskill between February 1st and June 1st, you'll have a chance to win prizes instantly. Visit waytowin.com. Fill out a quick registration form. Then enter your scale ticket number and the truck number on the ticket. You'll find out instantly if you've won a prize, and you'll be entered into the grand prize drawing for the new Ford Raptor. Enter all your Catskill Way tickets for more chances to win. When you weigh with Catskill, you can take home a new Ford Raptor and other great prizes. Find out more at waytowin.com. No purchase necessary. Promotions open only to legal residents in the 48 contiguous United States and the District of Columbia who are at least 18 years of age at the time of entry and are licensed full-time working drivers of Class 8 trucks. Complete official rules available at waytowin.com.
At Peter Millar, we're always pushing for something better. Innovation in performance apparel is our continuous pursuit. And each season, we aim to take our designs and their function to the next level. When you're taking on the elements, versatile layers become an essential part of your everyday style. Peter Millar delivers standout performance apparel designed for warmth, comfort, and stretch mobility, no matter where your weekend adventures take you. This season, we've stepped up our designs, from our acclaimed Perth and Cradle pullovers to our lightweight performance outerwear with wind and water-resistant protection. It makes Peter Millar the perfect gear for the changing seasons. So when you're headed to town or layering up for your next round, do it in style with Peter Millar Performance Sportswear. Trusted on tour, ready for your life. Explore the Performance Layers collection today at petermillar.com/bonus. Get free shipping, effortless returns, and receive a complimentary gift with your purchase at petermillar.com/bonus. petermillar.com/bonus.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cup, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 0202 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 0202. Enjoy.
Hockey fans, skate over to NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, non-stop hockey talk, or listen anywhere with the SXM app, free for most subscribers. Coming up at NBA Countdown, no Chris Middleton for the Bucks. It has been no problem over the last 2 games. We'll dive deeper into those who have stepped up in his absence. Plus, can Giannis continue his remarkable playoff streak of shooting better than 50? From Rogers Center in downtown Toronto, the Blue Jays settle in and continue their 4-game series and a 10-game homestand, playing host tonight to the Boston Red Sox. Pleasure to bring you to the ballpark. I'm Ben Wagner with Shaw Lee back in baseball control. Behind the scenes, Josh Santos, Tom Young, and Andrew Holland help bring you the broadcast. Blue Jays baseball is served up by the always game-ready Jack Link's Meat Snacks. Feed your wild side, baseball fans. Downtown drama last night had the Blue Jays in extras and earning their first walk-off victory of the season. Role players came up huge again for Toronto. It was Raimel Tapia's sacrifice fly in the 10th that secured Game 2 versus Boston. The Blue Jays' 6th one-run win, half of this year's win total. What does tonight have in store? You find out with the play-by-play story that begins right after this over the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Baseball is in full swing. Why not enjoy great Pilsner taste from Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of MLB? 90 calories and 3 grams of carbs per 355 milliliters. Must be legal drinking age. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
We're 2 men in a truck. The movers who care. Never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks carries a life-saving Mikey defibrillator as part of our Mikey on Board program. Whether we're on the highway or in front of your house, we're prepared to help anyone who's hardly scared of being. The Mikey network has saved many lives, making Mikey's accessible to the public. Now they're on board our trucks. We're 2 men in a truck. 2 men in a truck. The movers who care.
Thanks for coming, everyone. You've heard the news about our signing of free agent Cheever. Any questions?
How did you manage to swing the deal?
Well, once Cheever heard that Armstrong Bird food was on the table, there was no holding them back.
Was there a big signing bonus?
Let's just say we sweetened the deal with a selection of Armstrong premium seed blends.
I've been Wagner, and if you want to make your backyard attractive to all sorts of birds this season, be sure to put Armstrong Bird Food on the table. Armstrong Bird Food, feeding Blue Jays and other feathered friends since 1986.
This game tip is brought to you by the always game-ready Jack Link's Meat Snacks. Know someone that's a fan of the other team? Offer them some beef jerky. It might be the only time they feel like a winner today. Jack Link's. Feed the wild side, baseball fans.
Desperation is in the air as 2 Premier League giants go head-to-head on Sirius NFC.
So much to win and lose.
The mighty Manchester United must win to keep their top 4 hopes alive.
Ronaldo's found another United straight away.
While Chelsea are on a quest for their first win at Old Trafford since 2013.
Wonderful goal. The daisy cutter along the ground from Mason Mount.
Manchester United, Chelsea, tomorrow at 2:45 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 147 and the SXM app.
Hey everyone, it's Rick Campbell. We have non-stop basketball talk every day and every playoff game through the 2022 finals. Your home for the NBA postseason is NBA Radio, Channel 86 and the SXM app.
Side call. Springer steps out of the batter's box, looks down. His light blue shoes. Waiting patiently on Gateman, who will come set. Springer going to get ready. Lifts the bat off his right shoulder. Now drops it back down as Deepman nestles on the slab. Tiger over the box, the pitch. There's a swing and a shot. Straight away center field. Hernandez back at the wall. He leaps. It's gone! George Springer ties the game! A 2-out, 2-run home run in the bottom of the ninth. The 200th career home run for George Springer is lightning for the Blue Jays, who have tied the game in this 9th inning. Downtown drama again for the Toronto Blue Jays. Last night, a trio of runs in the 9th inning before winning the ball game on a sacrifice fly in the 10th. 6-5 the final score, and 2 massive swings on back-to-back nights for the Toronto Blue Jays. It was Springer stealing the show last night. It was Bo Bichette's bash, a grand slam in the 8th inning on Monday night that have pushed the Toronto Blue Jays into a 2-game lead in their 4-game series against the Boston Red Sox. Welcome to Rogers Center, where we are indoors tonight. Of course, it is very chilly outside, very comfortable inside for Game 3 of this 4-game series. A couple of former college teammates and roommates in College Station, Texas. Former Aggies Ross Stripling and Michael Waka will square off with their respective clubs as the Blue Jays interplay tonight. 12-6 with the Boston Red Sox, 7-11 overall on the season. Teams going in opposite directions. Red Sox have dropped 4 in a row, 6 out of the last 7. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays, a dozen wins, 6 out of the last 7 in the win column for the Blue Jays. The only setback in the last 7 games Sunday afternoon when the Astros got the Jeremy Pena walk-off 2-run home run in the 10th inning. It's the only defeat good times rolling for the Toronto Blue Jays, and certainly for manager Charlie Montoyo, who will face Alex Cora tonight, who returns to skipper Boston after being sidelined with COVID-19 and a positive test last week. He finally clears his protocols, and he'll skipper the Red Sox here this evening with this starting lineup. Brought to you by Timbermark. Slide into home plans on Timbermark.ca. You'll find a major league selection of house plans and a whole lot of garage and backyard shed plans, too. Visit them online and find out why Timbermark is Canada's building center. Blue Jays have just taken the field. Look over at the Red Sox with Trevor Story, the second baseman, leading off. In left field, it's Alex Verdugo. Xander Bogaerts is the shortstop. He'll bat third. Rafael Devers at third in the cleanup spot. J.D. Martinez will DH and bat fifth. Hitting sixth, the center fielder, Kike Hernandez. Jackie Bradley Jr. is back in Boston. He'll play in right field tonight, bat seventh. Bobby Dahlbach at first base hits eighth, and Kevin Pilecki will do the catching and round out the card for the 7-11 Red Sox. Charlie Montoyo's Blue Jays will have George Springer on top with his 26 home runs as a Blue Jay, 4 this year, and last night the biggest charge of the season is game-tying home run. Springer in center field. Bo Bichette's the shortstop, batting second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the first baseman, bats third. Zach Collins in the cleanup spot tonight will DH. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. returns to play in the outfield in left. He'll bat fifth. Raimel Tapia, last night's hero, the right fielder tonight, bats sixth. Matt Chapman's at third base, swinging seventh. Kosuke Kato, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Tyler Heidemann will do the catching and bat ninth for Toronto. On the mound, Michael Wacha will throw for the Boston Red Sox. We'll talk more about Boston further in a moment. And Ross Stripling makes his most recent turn to rotation for the Blue Jays. His third start, fifth appearance overall for the Blue Jays. He surrendered 3 runs on 5 hits, issuing a walk and a couple of strikeouts over 4 frames against the Houston Astros just 5 days ago. Stripling circling the backside of the mound. He's done with his warm-up tosses and we get ready for Blue Jays baseball. Trevor Story takes a couple of warm-up hacks as the Blue Jays position themselves in front of him. 3 defenders off to the left side. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. fluttering his glove. Open, closed, as he drifts away from first. Stripling stares in. The outfield lined up behind him straight away. And now we're ready for Blue Jays baseball here in Toronto. Stripling kicks and deals, and the first pitch tonight is a fastball right down the middle. And strike one call. Story is 3 for 9 career-wise against Ross Stripling. Right-handed batter with slightly open stance. Stripling deals, swing and miss, and front 0-2. He can swing at a career 158 home run total, and 24 or more in each of his 6 major league seasons. 6-year deal with Boston Red Sox, moving out of Colorado on free agency. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3 pitches and a strikeout of Story to begin the evening for Ross Stripling. Underway, 7:08 with their first pitch. Indoors, 20 Celsius, 68 Fahrenheit. Outside, it's cold. +3, that's 37 Fahrenheit. Start tonight, shifting to the left. The second batter gets a shift to the right. Stripling deals. Alex Verdugo takes a called strike. One up, one down. Stripling with hands in front of the buckle, rocks into the line, the 0-1. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike. And really good command of the fastball here early against the Red Sox. Ross Stripling. 5 pitches, all strikes. Stripling lifts the cap, picks up Heinemann's target. It's held high. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball fouled off to our left. No balls and 2 strikes. We're in the first inning, being brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong. Feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. 1 out, nobody on. The 0-2 pitch. Off speed, tapped to the right side. Circled by Bichette, charging in the baseline. Lets the throw go. And Verdugo is retired. 6-3 on the card in the shift on the right side of the diamond. 2 up and 2 down. Where the Blue Jays sit in the standings. The standings update is brought to you by Bet365, the world's favorite sports book. Blue Jays have won 6 out of 7. 12 wins on the season. The Yankees have rattled off 4 in a row. The closest contenders of Blue Jays in the American League East. If you look out west, the Mariners have won 8 out of 10. They moved their record to 11-6. And Bogart steps in. The fastball just outside. That's the first pitch to miss the strike zone for Stripling tonight. Sinks a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes on Xander Bogaerts. So the win leaders in the American League, you've got the Blue Jays with 12. Nobody has more than Toronto. The Yankees and Mariners with 11. And then the hot-hitting Angels, 11-7. 2-0. Lined up to the right on play. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bogaerts had 3 hits last night. It's his 6th multiple hit game out of 18 played for Boston. Guy starts the season as a hitting machine. Right-handed batter looking out. Stripling fires the 2-1. He fouls it off his ankle and he crumbles in the batter's box. Bogaerts absolutely gutting. He dropped the bat and then fell to his backside and then rolled onto his back and now he's up on all fours, writhing and beating. Remember, the medical staff comes out. Alex Cora, who joins this ball club to manage the Red Sox, grabs the baseball bat and grabs it with his right hand and leans down. In slight conversation with Bogaerts. He's now back up after fouling that ball off his left ankle. That is a direct hit, too. On the follow-through of the swing, as the ankle rolls onto the side of the foot, it opens up wide, and it took every part of the baseball right on the knob. Bogaerts is collecting himself. A round of applause is because he's gone upright. Takes a couple of warm-up packs. And he'll start the battle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Stripling clears the slab, looks around. Bogaerts still isn't so sure. That left foot is throbbing. He's going to try to cut it out. Stripling deals the 2-2. And it's in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes as he spikes the slider. That's one thing we've noticed this season with Ross Stripling. He hasn't thrown as many fastballs this season as what he usually does. He's been heavier with the slider usage. Of course, he's always featured that knuckle curve and the changeup. 3-2 pitch. Mounting ball towards the middle of the diamond. Angling to his left. O's got it. Lets the throw go up the first baseline out of the reach of Guerrero. It's backed up by Heinemann as Bogaerts races up the first baseline safely. It'll be an infield single for Bogaerts. Is angling to his left in the middle of the diamond, and then tried that jump throw towards first. It was a long throw, quick exchange. Even though Bogaerts had his left ankle banged up, it would have been a close play at first. I think if the throw that's on target would get Bogaerts, but it was sailing away to challenging play for Bichette. So a 2-out base run for Boston. That brings up Rafael Devers. Left-handed batter, wide open stance. Big shift to the right. Pitch. Fastball's a little high. Ball 1. This guy loves hitting a Rogers center. In his career, Rafael Devers is a .337 average here in Toronto. 20 for 74 to start the year. 3 home runs. He swings and fouls the 1-0. Goes towards the on-deck circle. 1 ball and 1 strike on Devers. Red Sox are struggling. They started a 10-game road trip out of the drop against the Rays. They dropped the last 2. They've fallen in dramatic fashion in the first 2 here in Toronto. Toronto. 1-1, foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 4 straight losses. And nearly doubled up on the scoreboard. Outscored 20-11. Blue Jays won 6-5 last night. Took home a 6-2 win on Monday. Runner at first. The 1-2. Line in the middle of the diamond. That's a base hit. And that will skip past the center fielder. Springer races it into the warning track to cut it off. They're going to try to score Bogarts. Here's Bo with the relay throw. The tag at the plate. Not in time. Running on 2-out contact. Rafael Devers slams an RBI double straight up the middle. Springer was shaded off towards left center field and had a country mile to cover. Just as we talked about the shifts on the diamond, sometimes hurting the Blue Jays, those outfield extreme shifts hurt the Blue Jays too. Devers made good contact. He plugged what became then the center field gap. Not your traditional left center, right center field gap, but a center field gap. Devers plays Bogarts, and it's 1-0 Boston here in the first. J.D. Martinez to Stripling. Fouls it away to the right. Strike 1. Double number 6 for Devers. This is a dangerous 3-4 combination for the Boston Red Sox. Bogarts and Devers. And now you've got J.D. Martinez, the 0-1. Fastball at the knees, a called strike. 1 balls and 2 strikes on Martinez. Tonight batting 5th for Boston. 4-for-11 against Toronto the first couple of nights. Strickland peeks back at second. The 0-2 inbound, and it's just low. Defensively for Toronto tonight, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in the left. George Springer, the center fielder. Raimel Tapia changes corners. He's at right. 1-2. Little swinging dribbler out in front of the plate. Heineman calls for it. Picks it up with the bare hand. Steps the throw down to first. And time. Right out in front of the plate. Easy test for Tyler Heineman on the back half of the battery. There retires J.D. Martinez and the Red Sox. But an infield single leads to a 2-out double and a 1-0 Boston lead after our first half. Blue Jays to the dish right after this. 1-0 Red Sox. This is Blue Jays baseball served up by Jack Link's Meat Snacks on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Blue Jays fans, ready for the next level? Bobble generator. Initiating bobblehead scan. Player photo shed. Analyzing interviews. Smooth. Silky.
He puts everything he has into every swing.
Swagger.
Show when you're hot.
Scan complete. Activate BoFlow. April 29th at 7 p.m. Get your collectible BoFlow bobblehead. Astros Blue Jays. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
This game tip is brought to you by the always game-ready Jack Link's Meat Snacks. If you show up on the Jumbotron, shove a fistful of jerky into your mouth, stat. You'll make the highlights and you'll be known as Jerky Guy or Jerky Girl. Jack Link's. Feed your wild side, baseball fans.
Baseball is in full swing. Why not enjoy great Pilsner taste from Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of MLB? 90 calories and 3 grams of carbs per 355 milliliters. Must be legal drinking age. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Paul drove a sand truck in the wintertime to make sure that he was safe for winter driving. We would always kiss each other, love you, have a good day. And he walked out the door, never came to huge loss, and he is missed by so many.
On April 28th, we remember all those who've suffered a workplace death, injury, or illness. Learn more at WSIPDayofmourning.ca.
Only a handful of first basemen are as graceful as Vladdy. Should we get the men in audition for Swan Lake? The Toronto Blue Jays play here on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Blue Jays bat in the bottom of the first inning, trailing 1-0. Early strike for the Boston Red Sox here this evening. Great to have you alongside from Rogers Center. I'm Ben Wagner. George Springer, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming up. Michael Wacha's first pitch taken by Springer. A fastball that had the plate, had the knees, but didn't get called a strike. Home plate umpire tonight is Sean Barber. The crew chief is Larry Vanover, Dan Bellino at second, David Rackley at third. Wacha working quickly. A 1-0. Springer pops it up. Shallow in center. Bolting forward, Hernandez now in time. Slows down, and he makes the catch. Springer retired. I'll bring up Bo Bichette. We're inside the Crown Rust Protection broadcast booth tonight. Protect your vehicle with Crown, Canada's #1 rust protection. Book your appointment today. Crown, protect, maintain, save. Low will lead in. A couple of doubles, couple of home runs. For Bichette, right-handed hitter. Wacha deals. Fastball. Oh, that looked like it had the play too, and another long look back by the veteran Michael Wacha. All the ball. The 1-0. Oh, laces it into left field. He was hot because he knew Wacha didn't want to fall further behind. And he stings a single into left. The Blue Jays have the tying run on quickly. One down for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Top Blue Jay in hits, home runs, RBIs, total bases, and walks. Vladdy is 21 for 64 at the plate. That's a .328 average. 2 doubles, and on the strength of that 3-homer night for the Bronx, 5 home runs. He's got 46 plate appearances without a home run. It's tonight, his night. Bichette leads away at first and draws a quick throw. Logo is back standing. 3 players in Major League Baseball with 5 home runs. 4 players with 6 home runs. And Major League best home run total belongs to Anthony Rizzo with his 8 home runs. He had 3 last night for New York. Wacha deals. Guerrero swings and fouls it back. Rizzo can swing it. He combined for 22 home runs last year. 3 different times in his career. He's hit 32 or more. That's your home run leader. Will it hold up? Is this year for Anthony Rizzo? This guy is the guy everybody thought would be a home run leader early on. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. What a rip. Made by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He was thinking fastball. He got the changeup, and it was out in front. And he took a big swing. That's what Wacha possesses. Not only finesse with his fastball, it's 93, 94 miles an hour. He's confident with the changeup. Righty on righty. Runner at first. The 0-2. Fastball's up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Vlad. One for his last 15 here at home. Guerrero steps out of the batter's box and digs that right toe deep into the clay. Trevor Story is shaded up the middle a little bit for Boston. The 1-2. Guerrero serves it out of play off to the right. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alex Verdugo patrols left field tonight. Kike Hernandez in center. Jackie Bradley Jr. roams in right. Outfield Devers, the third baseman, with Xander Bogaerts, Trevor Story in the middle of the diamond. Robbie Dahlbach tending to lead. Bo Bichette at first. 1 down, home first. And the 1-2. Fastball tails inside. Evens the count on Guerrero at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Collins standing out on deck. First left-handed batter in the lineup tonight with Raimel Tapia and Kosuke Kuto. And then an option with Tyler Heidemann. 2-2 to Guerrero. Sinks it low. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Blue Jays carrying 3 catchers. Alejandro Kirk in a little bit of a funk, but likely to catch tomorrow. Alec Manoah on the mound. Zach Collins, of course, and then the switch hitting Tyler Heidemann is your catching core. Danny Jansen continues. West with an oblique issue. Runner first one out. There goes Bo, the 3-2 pitch, grounded away foul, third base side. Stays 3 balls and 2 strikes on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Blue Jays settling in for a 10-game homestand, hosting Boston first. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Houston Astros will visit, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the New York Yankees will be in town. 4-3-2, and throw to first base again. That's been in the back of the mind of the Red Sox pitching staff all series long, not only here at Rogers Center, but even last week at Fenway Park. Especially when Bo is on. He's harassed this pitching staff. Good lead at first. Long hold. There goes Bichette. Guerrero swings and fouls it back again. Walker trying to break up the timing on the bases with that long, deliberate hold. What a crafty veteran Michael Walker is. He knows Bo Bichette is over there trying to pick his pocket. Last time out with the Red Sox, Walker got his first victory with Boston. Ball fought going through 5 innings. 2-run ball at the Trop. Allowed 3 hits. Guerrero waiting. And the 3-2. Swings and misses in a pitch down in the dirt. Called out on strikes as Bichette steals second base without a throw. I think Walker is glad to get the strikeout and forget about Bo Bichette in scoring position now at 2 down. That was not the best jump either by Bichette in that whole sequence. He had been in motion 3 prior times. On the 4th time, he finally reaches second. And Guerrero's down on strikes. Zach Collins DH tonight. The lefty fires. And the pitch is tapped away foul. 94-mile-an-hour fastball is not top end for Michael Walker. Big guy on the mound, 6 feet 6 inches, 215 pounds. Last year spent the season pitching at the Trop and with the Tampa Bay Rays. The 0-1. Collins looks at the changeup outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Big shift off to the right. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Doubled up on the changeup. Collins in the hole. 1-2. You look out on the mound and you read the nameplate Waka. There's some comfort seeing it in red again. He started his major league career with 9 seasons with the St. Louis Cardinals. Last couple of seasons he's bounced around. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another changeup from Waka. And that's the bread and butter. What makes him so good against left-handed hitters. It's that devastating changeup. And it gets him a couple of strikeouts and a scoreless first inning of work. We're up to the second. 1-0 Boston. This is Blue Jays baseball, served up by Jack Link's Sweepstakes on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
If you're not listening to Urban View, you are missing out.
I'm Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. I believe all of us on Urban View recognize that movement requires sacrifice. Need that sacrifice.
And we're constantly looking at how we can make the world around us better. Some of us have gone through unthinkable challenges. We're not doing it alone.
What are you going to do about Urban View?
Where talk empowers you. Action. Channel 126 on the SXM app.
Included with all the trials and
popular plans.
This is the PGA Championship.
He'll hoist the Wanamaker Trophy.
The history.
Colin Morikawa with the shot of the PGA Championship.
The champions.
Tiger Woods has won his 13th major championship here at Southern Hills in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
PGA Championship Radio returns May 16th with play-by-play from Southern Hills Country Club beginning on Thursday, May 19th, only on Sirius XM 92 and on 92 and on the SXM app. Included with all of our trials and popular plans.
If you're like me, you love baseball. You love talking baseball. baseball with your friends, and your partner on the radio is the former general manager. Thanks.
This is Junior Kim. Join me and Mike weekdays at 10 Eastern for Power Alley on MLB Network Radio.
It's baseball, baseball, and more baseball. 100% in-depth baseball talk.
We spent an entire week once on pulled pork recipes.
It's 95% in-depth baseball talk on Power Alley. Weekdays, 10 Eastern, MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM Channel 89.
Jays fans, this is Charlie Montoyo.
It is gonna go!
And you're listening to the Toronto Blue Jays baseball on Sirius XM.
The Blue Jays win 10-9 the fan.
This second inning is being brought to you by Miller Lite. Baseball's in full swing, so why not enjoy great Pilsner taste from Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. 90 calories, 3 grams carbs per 355 milliliters. Must be legal drinking age. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. 1-0 Boston. Kike Hernandez steps in and takes a fastball in the outside corner for strike one. Rafael Devers with an RBI double back in the first inning. The game's lone score. Kike Hernandez, Jackie Bradley Jr., Bobby Dahlbach to face Ross Stripling. 22 pitches, 17 strikes. Good splits for Strip early on. The 0-1. Just missed down and away. Went with the slider, trying to pick that bottom outside corner on Hernandez. And the count evens up at 1-1. Hernandez is bouncing around Alex Cora's lineup again. With Trevor Story up there, he's the leadoff man. Hernandez swings at the 1-1, skies it to center. Springer drifts off to his left, makes the catch. And there's one away. Brings up Jackie Bradley Jr. 0 for his last 11 at the plate. At 9 for 48 overall. Blue Jays expecting the shift. Leave Chapman all alone on the left side. They open the gap. Get straightaway center again. Top is way off the line and right. Stripling to work. Knuckle curve on the bottom part of the zone for strike one. Stripling standing with his feet shoulder width apart. Ball resting on his right leg. Now brings them together, the 0-1. Downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is Ross Stripling jumping into the rotation, and this was not unexpected for Stripling. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, good change, and it's 1-2. The Blue Jays, even at the start of spring training, were thinking about a 6-man rotation, knowing that they would play 30 games in the first 31 days and 20 straight, and specifically a huge chunk of that against the Red Sox and the Astros. 1-2, fastball's up and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The plans had to get altered a little bit with Stripling getting stretched out, Nate Pearson going to camp and being stretched out as a starter. That was ditched, though, when he got mono, and Pearson was left behind. 1-2, fouled back to the mesh. Stays 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bradley. So Stripling knew he was eventually going to get a start, and that was by design against the Oakland Athletics during the Blue Jays' last homestand. What the Blue Jays hadn't planned on was Hyunjin Ryu and some forearm tightness creeping up 2 days after Stripling jumped into the rotation. The Blue Jays were likely to sit with 6 men. 1-2. Tapped on the ground to Cateau. Drops the right knee, pops up, throws to first in time. 4-3 on the ground out. 2 up and 2 down here in the second. Red Sox leading 1-0. Bobby Dahlbach will be the batter. But Ross Stripling, the most comfortable and willing guy to get thrust into this spot, there's no doubt. He has long talked about being willing, patient, and perfect for this job. He's a big numbers guy, and he knows that somewhere, somehow, Blue Jays are going to need 100 to 150 innings. Pitch to Dahlbach. Fastball across the knees, called strike one. That's just by design. Rare is the case. Any major league team will have 5, 6, 7 starters go wire to wire. Most of the time, especially in today's game, you need way more than that. The 0-1, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Tonight is the 24th start with the Blue Jays since acquired from the Los Angeles Dodgers for Ross Stripling. Eighth time he's been at Rogers Center. Rocks into the line, the 0-2. Fastball high. 127 innings worth of work leading into his start tonight. A lot of two-out infield single and an RBI double to Devers. He's got two quick outs here in the second. 1-2 pitch. On a line out to right field. Tapia racing forward. Stops. Makes the catch right in front of the shoulder. Crowd number 3. Dahlbach hit it the opposite way. And he stung it pretty good. But good closing speed by Tapia. Turns away the Red Sox 1, 2, and 3. Inning and a half gone by. It's since Boston 1, Blue Jays nothing. This is Blue Jays baseball served up by Jack Link's Meat Snacks on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Baseball is in full swing. Why not enjoy great Pilsner taste from Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of MLB? 90 calories and 3 grams of carbs per 355 milliliters. Must be legal drinking age. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Welcome to Wagner Field, and here's tonight's starting lineup. Leading off is Armstrong Brilliance, sure to bring colorful Cardinals to your backyard feeder. Up next, Armstrong Jays Blend, the feed that Jays just can't resist. Finally, it's Finches for Days with Armstrong Gold Standard.
You'll be amazed at the action in your backyard when you serve up Armstrong's lineup of premium blends.
We're in for a big game tonight. Fans are tweeting about it already.
Armstrong Bird Food, feeding Blue Jays and other feathered friends since 1986.
Make your next career move with 2 men and a truck Lower Mainland. The company is hiring motivated and enthusiastic team members for mover, driver, and customer service positions. And if you're looking for more, professional advancement is always a possibility. In fact, 75% of 2 men and a truck managers started in frontline positions. Now is the time to apply. Visit 2menandatruck.ca and click Careers.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
Baseball is in full swing. Why not enjoy great Pilsner taste from Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of MLB? 90 calories and 3 grams of carbs per 355 milliliters. Must be legal drinking age. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
This season's hottest fashion accessory belongs to the Blue Jays. The home run jacket, reserved for the finest hitters in the league. The Blue Jays live here on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home second for Toronto, trailing 1-0 here this evening against the visiting Boston Red Sox. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Raimel Tapia, and Matt Chapman coming to the plate against Michael Wacha. Veteran right-hander lifts both arms above his cap, dips, rocks into the line. Pitch to Gurriel, lined up to the right for strike 1. Nice to see Lourdes Gurriel Jr. back starting and in the outfield again. He had his hamstring tightened up on Monday night. Charlie Montoyo didn't start him last night. And Bradley Zimmer, George Springer, and Tapia in his outfield alignment. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball off the outside corner, but a called strike. I'll put Gurriel in the hole 0-2. Wacha deals. Spikes the pitch out in front of the plate. Ball 1 on Gurriel. No concern with the hamstring. That was pretty evident last night when Gurriel came in to pinch hit and then played defensively in the 10th at first base. Wacha throws. Ground ball towards the middle, right at Story. Second hop handled in front of his chest. Overhand throw to first base, right on target. And there's 1 out. That will bring up Raimel Tapia, who battled in the bottom of the 10th last night for Toronto. A 9-pitch at bat before his sacrifice fly to left. Alex Verdugo underneath it came up throwing and made the play at the plate pretty close as Bo Bichette was hustling across. He didn't score standing up, and the Blue Jays walked it off on the sacrifice fly. Wacha deals to the left-handed batter and a curveball over for a called strike 1. Tapia asks for a moment to slow down Wacha. The 0-1 pitch is low. 95-mile-an-hour fastball skims the dirt. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Tapia. That was his 3rd RBI with the Blue Jays. His only home run with Toronto was cracked at Fenway Park. He swings and he drives one in the air out to deep right field. Jackie Bradley Jr. in front of the wall will make the catch. Good contact, deep drive. Jackie Bradley Jr. pushed in front of the video board in right center field. Ball's in the long fly. Two down, nobody on for Matt Chapman. Blue Jays trailing 1-0. I was talking with Charlie Montoya at the batting cage about that at bat. 9 pitches, a lot of foul balls. Dealing with the fastball and slider combination. Pitch to Chapman from Walker. Curveball low, ball 1. And he said, when I started to see those first couple of foul balls and Tapia hanging in with the breaking ball, he goes, I knew we had a chance. The 0-1. Fastball off the outside corner. Well, looks like it's going to be a strike tonight for Sean Barber. He's called it a couple of times now. 1-1. Chapman takes a curve down and away. 2 balls and a strike on the third baseman, who bats 7th tonight. Well, Charlie obviously didn't know what Tapia would do to finish the at-bat, but he was hoping for something in the air. A 2-1, fouled back. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He said, I wasn't asking for a sizzling line drive somewhere. He just wanted something in the air, deep enough to get Mo across. That's what they thought they were going to get with Tapia. And that's exactly what won the game for the Blue Jays in the 10th inning. 2-2. Chapman takes low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Blue Jays have a dozen wins. Half of them have been decided by 1 run. 3-2 pitch from the right-hander. Inside with a changeup. A 2-out walk. Second base runner for the Blue Jays tonight. Every Sunday home game at Rogers Center is a Junior Jays Day. Artists, games, prizes, and so much more for all the kids. You can even run the bases after the ball game just like the pros. For kids 14 and under, visit bluejays.com/tickets. Kosuke Kato, left-handed batter. His first sample size of Major League Live, jumps to the first pitch from the right-hander, pops it up. Foul ground beyond the Blue Jay dugout, playable for Devers, who's there to make the catch and retire Toronto here in the 2nd inning. No runs, a walk, and a man left. After 2, it stays. Boston 1, Toronto nothing. This is Blue Jays baseball, served up by Jack Link's Meat Snacks on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Baseball is in full swing. Why not enjoy great Pilsner taste from Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of